Feingold and such, mainly and such. And it's Friday, April 23rd, 2021. And it's the stream where I talk about the round of the candidates. Today's round is round 11. I have to change all the settings whenever I do anything now because I have several different things that I do as far as OBS is concerned. So it could be you can't hear me or you can't see me or the board doesn't have sounds or something. So I have to change settings in chess.com and change lots of settings in OBS, go back to different profiles. So it could be that I make an error. So if so, tell me on the stream hey, you're uglier than usual or, whatever. 'Cause I have a mask if I'm too ugly. So, yeah. Well, let's see. Tournament was real. We had a Blitz tournament tonight, which we always have Friday. And I was the floor director in case there was an issue. And Karen was working, and Spencer's in New York visiting family. We had 18 players, and so forth. And then so that usually I would start about 8, but the tournament ends about 8:20. And then when I come back here, I have to set everything up. Okay, let's see the complaints. Good evening, Benny, yo. Hey, I enjoyed the sub battle. So J. Rob, let me tell you what happened. Okay? Because I talked to Karen about it. So Karen actually had nothing to do with the rosters. She told the Thrashix, Hikaru's guy, and he made the rosters. She told him who was playing. But then there's 2 possibilities, and we haven't spoken to Thrashix about it. I have an opinion on which possibility is what happened. But I can't guarantee it. Either you were replaced because he didn't like the rating distribution, which I don't believe. I don't think that's why he replaced you. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's possible, but I think the reason he replaced you, and this also doesn't make sense to me, but it's the only reason I can think of. Karen did not replace you. Thrashix did. Karen can't replace you because it's his software and only he can use it. He won't let anybody else use that, update it or put people's names in. But what I think happened, and I don't know, you could talk to Thrashix about it, is when the thing was supposed to start, you either didn't start or you weren't in live chess. That's my guess. And he couldn't get the game started, so he just replaced you. And that happened on their team with their 3rd best player. They couldn't find him, so we just had the 2nd game played, the 2 second best players. Then they found him, then we had the 3rd game played, so they played out of order. But yeah, sometimes people aren't in live chess or they're not responding and whatever. So that's my guess as to what happened, because I don't know what happened. But it seemed like you were replaced, then the game started really quickly, within a minute. So that's my best guess, since you were the first game that you got replaced right before the game. Now, we didn't replace you. Thrashix did. So you can take it up with him as to why he did it. I don't know. But that did happen because he controls he started the games, and I mean he did everything. I sat here confused. So sorry about that. I mean, people said I set back chess, hundreds of years because of a comedy sketch. Sorry. Man, Dave Chappelle reference. I was in live chess sending the guy a challenge, but then their guy took forever later. I don't know. Anyway, I would talk to Thrashix about it, Hikaru's guy, because I don't know. He did everything. I sat here being confused. I'm good at that. Matt Duncan gifted a sub. Thank you. And he extended his membership and he gifted a sub. Hooray. But anyway, we had nothing to do with it. you were on the roster and only he can change the roster. We can't do anything. So we're the innocentest. He won't let anybody use the software. We're thinking of having Holden, Karen's son, make very similar software. So when we have sub battles, it looks like that because Holden can do that. So we might have that happen. But yeah, Karen wasn't allowed to touch their software. So, yay, 60 seconds of commercials. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, truth hurts. Let's see. Probably it was Chess Bay. Is Karen's match on YouTube? Yes. We have 2 YouTube channels. My channel, GM Benjamin Feingold. And then we have the Chess Club channel, Chess Club and Scholastic Center of Atlanta. And they both have 1 billion videos. So, yeah. Should I grow a man bun to get better at chess? Yes. Yeah, it's Brank Foyd. Yeah. But if you see Thrashix, if you know, I think his handle is it just Thrashix? It might be. Just say like, hey, what happened? He probably knows what happened. He's the one who did it. Well, that's a good question. So I believe the guy cheated. That's what I believe. And I believe it now. I've looked at the game. Hikaru believes he cheated. Obviously, frankly. And Chess.com says he didn't cheat. Now, obviously, Chess.com can't say he didn't cheat because he could have not cheated, 27 out of 29 moves, and the other 2 was cheated. But I didn't see it like that. I thought the guy. I looked at his other games, the game reports, and the other games that he's played recently, he plays between 40 and 75. And then this game he played like between 95 and 99, depending on what engine you're using, I guess. So he played way, way, way better than he normally does. And, even Hikaru was surprised by his moves. He was like, wow, that's really good. He's 1600, so you should hang a piece every move. So I think he cheated. Hikaru thinks he cheated. And Chess.com doesn't have any proof that he cheated as far as they're concerned. So there you go. So it's possible he didn't cheat. It's possible Hikaru and I are wrong. So I don't know. I don't know if he cheated, but if I had to bet money, like if it was, like a criminal trial, I don't know what I would do. But if it was a civil trial, guilty, 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 guilty. In civil trial, you only need the preponderance of evidence. So if you're asking me, is it 50.1% he cheated? Yeah. Is it 95 to 100% he cheated? Probably not. So I don't know if he cheated. I'll never know. Unless he confesses. But if he didn't cheat, then we'll never know. If he did cheat, maybe we'll find out, but I doubt it. Yeah. I mean, I know the inner workings of Chess.com's cheat detection, and when they say you cheated, you cheated. But if they're not 99.9% sure, if they're 97% sure, they're not going to close your account. They're ready to go to court when they throw you out. They're backed up. They're like, yeah, we'll go to court and you cheated. So they can't really say somebody didn't cheat because they don't know, but they can say if somebody did cheat. But I don't know if he cheated. But I mean, we didn't do anything. Hikaru and his team looked at it and they got rid of him. So Hikaru thinks he cheated. So there you go. But again, I'm not. If Chess.com banned him, okay, then he cheated. Yeah. 95% Hikaru's fault. Exactly. Or something. I'm the best. The MIT dude. Karen's son, yeah. I mean, Karen's son was making videos when he was like 4, like editing them. So Holden isn't, he's better than anybody who ever lived at what he wants to be better than anybody lived at. But it's not so many things. There's 4 things I'll take Holden over the rest of the earth. And then the other million things I won't. He's really good at what he wants to be really good at. So like programming and video editing and math and Discord and not Moon. What's that stupid? Minecraft. Yeah. I'll take him over anybody and all that. But okay, other stuff. Yeah. He's even played 4-player chess. Why no more video at chess.com? Video was put out today. I don't know what you mean. I put out a video every day. Have a small child show you how the internet works. Yeah. The Ultimate Potser subscribed. Hooray. You're the best. So a lot of people complained on the video that I shouldn't be thanking subs and bits and cheers and donations while it's going on because it takes too much time away. I think that's actually right. I agree, because Hikaru didn't do that. Of course, if I don't do it, then you all complain I didn't do it. So it doesn't matter what I do. But I think if we do that again, and we will, and we'll do it with other streamers also, I'm going to thank you after the event by going to Streamlabs and just going down the list. So sorry if that took too much time away or was annoying, but that's the way I do it. But I'll probably change next time. Then you can complain about that. Matt Duncan gifted a sub, and I already said that. I'm the best. MIT. Funniest. Blame Chess Bay. Who else did stuff? Yeah, I'm doing Title Tuesday next week. Bishop takes 200 centidues. Now you're getting better. Not much better. It's only 200. What happened to somebody else's channel? I don't know. Danny Wrench, trust him. Sorry about the other day. What'd you do? Oh, you mean your mouse slip? I don't care about that. Right. Nah, I mean, you made a mouse slip, so. 5 subs, 306 bits. Hooray. Man, that was really bad, whatever it's called. What's it called? Train. Yeah. Terrible. Yeah. Yeah, when chess.com deletes your account, that's because you cheated. It could be you cheated, but they're only 95% sure. Then then they don't do it. Oh. Who did the 1600 beat? Another 1600, but I mean, that was the best game he ever played in his life. He played like a 24, 25, 2600 player. Very suspicious. He admitted to it because he hates you. That's probably not what happened. If he admitted it, chess.com would have banned his account. Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing with Levy has nothing to do with anything. He's a streamer like me. When chess.com says you cheated, they have a cheating detection team with a lot of people and a lot of engines and a lot of whatever they do, which I can't talk about. If Levy says somebody cheated, they don't care. Irrelevant. If Hikaru says they cheated, they don't care. If I say they cheated, they don't care. They don't care what we do. You guys can believe what you want because you guys believe nonsense. You guys believe COVID vaccines change your DNA. You guys believe, the earth is flat. You guys believe the moon landing was fake. You guys just believe nonsense. You believe Trump was a good president. Wallabout donated $10. I can't stop you from believing nonsense. That's, you're good at that. You got to do what you're good at. If you're good at believing nonsense, keep going, Yeah. Let's see. Can I use a process test set to see if you cheated? What? Yeah, the accuracy doesn't matter. Those numbers don't matter. That's not how they determine whether you cheated. Yeah. 6 centidues, thank you. You're 12% sure? Well, yeah. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. 700 viewers. Good. The car is the best. Yeah, when Hikaru and I say people cheated, that's because we're between 80 and 100% sure. And when chess.com says you cheated, that's because they're 99 to 100% sure, more than 99. So, if they think he cheated but they don't know, they're just, that's it. Huh. Chess.com has only caught Tigran? Chess.com bans like 4,000 accounts a month, or maybe that's a day. Chess.com catches all kinds of cheaters. Let's see. I can't talk about what chess.com does to catch cheaters because I'm not allowed to, but I don't even know what you're talking about. Complete respawn, but whatever they do is better than anybody else does. That's all I know. Yeah, the video I made was great today. I agree. Yeah, thank you. I really like I watched my videos and I like them. I'm like, oh, look, I didn't see that movie. Let's see. Did you enjoy your time with Hikaru? I always do. Yeah, the more money you give, the more I thank you. Yeah. 69, that's just Farty Party gave 100 cent to dues, a long time ago. Zachary Q88 subscribed. Good. Second COVID shot today. So did one of our employees. Karen gets her second shot on Monday. Let's see. Man, that's how you spell caveat, J-Rob? Man, no wonder they banned you. Jesus Christ. I mean, good job. Yeah, caveat, C-A-V-E-A-T. Jesus. Next sub battle with Hikaru, probably about 3 weeks. He's the Magnus online tournament is starting tomorrow. There's 16 players, and Hikaru is one of them, and also Wesley and Magnus. That's going to take, several days. So when that's over, then we'll talk again, but he has to play in that. That starts tomorrow. For a 1600, that's correct. What Hikaru said. That's right. Yeah. Overexposed. It's probably too much light. Yeah, it's not the camera. The camera's good. We're always changing the light in here. Hey, Karen. Worst train since the guys who wrote Drops of Jupiter. Yeah. Xoil subscribed. Former Muscle. Robert E630 gifted a sub. Mouse slip. Blah, blah, blah. Accuracy's very high. What's my immortal game? I have an immortal game. An amoral game. Let's see. Where's that Sun reference from? The Chappelle Show? Yeah. And the first time he said that I remember, he said it more than once, but the one I remember is when he's a prospective juror in different trials, and when the defendant's black, Dave Chappelle's like, there's no way this guy's guilty. And then when they asked, what about Robert Blake, the guy who played Beretta, he said, oh yeah, Beretta did that shit. But anyway, the first time I remember him saying that was he was a prospective juror in the Michael Jackson trial. So a couple people said it's too much light or it's overexposed. What do you think? How's that look?
It looks too bright.
Okay. Anyway, so they're asking questions about Michael Jackson, and one of the things is they said the accuser described Michael Jackson's member, and he said, look, I could describe it too, and he describes it, and the guy says, and she says, that's correct. And she's confused. He says, you see? He says, I can't even describe my own. He says, and me and that are like, that, son. That's the original. He's probably said it since. But too bright? All right. What about Petrosian? What about him? Which Petrosian? By the way, 70% of people who watch chess streams think Tigran Petrosian is the same person as Tigran Petrosian, even though the former world champion has been dead for like 25 years. Somehow you think this guy's the same guy. So a lot of people think that. Maybe you don't, but you probably do. Yeah, there's 2 Tigran Petrosians. One's been dead forever. And I think the one now who they said cheated, I think he was named after him. Yeah. You hit 2,100 in Puzzle Rush and Lee Chess. Oh my God. Why on Lee Chess? I guess Lee Chess is good because it makes you feel good because your rating is a lot higher. So I guess that's okay. Yeah. The USCF does that too. They try to make your ratings really high. So you're like, ooh, I'm high rated. Yeah. Etc. The moon is flat. Could you play so well they think you're cheating? No, I never play well. It's never happened. Let's see. The earth is flat in Minecraft. What? Do you have to get reported to be banned? No. Absolutely not. What do you guys think of the lighting situation now? Karen's fixing it. The moon causes autism. That is correct.
All right, I have to go back out here.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm trying to close out.
Mm-hmm. Cheese is made out of the moon. I thought moon was made out of cheese. Oh, well. No, they don't care what we say. No. 2 + 2 is 4. Ridiculous. Let's see. I have a daughter, too. That's right, Julian. 2 + 2 is 999. I like that. Yeah, the cap score has nothing to do with whether they ban you or not. They don't care about that. That's just for you to be like, ooh, I played great. Yeah, Grim Owl, I think that's a Groucho Marx joke. Love the Giri recap. Yeah, I did too. Dun, dun, dun. I wish they would change my DNA so I was like 20 years old again. Bam. Why aren't they more open with their anti-cheat techniques? That would be stupid to do that. You don't want cheaters to know how they catch cheaters. Terrible. They show the super GMs who they think, and well, me too, who think that they never, ever, ever cheat. They have to really trust you to explain what they do so that, we feel comfortable. Yeah. So they've shown it to a few members who are, trustworthy, who don't cheat, like me and Karen. That's about it. Gustafson blundered. We believe in the Fonz. That is correct. Do you have plans to add channel point rewards? I don't even know what that means. Man, Magnus's stream, I don't know if it was yesterday, he was playing and somebody chatted. He usually doesn't read the chat. Says, why don't you play music on your stream? And he goes, I don't know how. Anybody else have a stupid question? Why would you? But it is stupid. I mean, you're all stupid. Sorry. Like, I get asked a dozen times a stream why I don't play music on my stream. If you want music on this stream, go stream and play music. Why are you telling me how to stream? People who play music on their stream have nothing to offer. They're like, well, I'm boring and I'm ugly, so I'll play music so people have something to listen to. Why would you play music on a chess stream instead of talk about the chess? This is stupid. So it is a stupid question. He's right. Yeah, you don't play music on a chess stream. You play music on a music stream or like a video game. Because video games are really boring, so by playing music, it tricks you into thinking something interesting is going on. By the way, this is the secret to all horror movies. Horror movies are boring, but they always play ridiculous music at certain times to scare you. I mean, they did like really loud when like a door opens and then it's like a cat. If there was no music in horror movies, they wouldn't be scary. It's only because of the loud music they play. Yeah. So that like music can add to something, but not to chess. So just terrible. Yeah. But yeah, you guys have a lot of really dumb suggestions. You should take those suggestions and start your own stream and use the suggestions. This is my stream. So I do what I want. If you don't like it, watch somebody else's stream. But yeah, your ideas are all terrible. Yeah. Obviously, if you're sitting watching my stream now, already you're lost. You're not doing anything active. You're just sitting there like sheep. Terrible. And it's vegans like me that make sure that the sheep are alive. Otherwise, I mean, things could get bad quickly, too. All right. Your video with the car was amazing. Gus was hilarious. Cheating. Some I am. Checking the game. Did some mistakes, too. Yeah, some I am. Checking the game. Made mistakes, too. Ridiculous. That guy can't play chess at all. He's a beginner. Yeah. It's obvious he cheated to anybody. So, I guess if you're Indonesian, he didn't cheat. But if you're not Indonesian, he cheated. Yeah. I mean, the guy's an obvious cheater. You don't even need like chess.com's stuff. You just look at the game, then you look at his games against what's her name, and nobody questions that he cheated. He obviously cheated. Some I am. Yeah. No, there's a lot of cheating, and when people don't cheat and they're low rated, the moves are all ridiculous. It's like hang a queen, hang mate, hang a queen, hang mate, hang a queen, hang mate, stalemate. That's how games look when people aren't cheating. And when they are cheating, it's all very reasonable. Somehow 1400 players play like grandmasters online, and in real life, they hang a piece every move, they make illegal moves every move. They get unconscious at the board because they don't have enough brain power to stay conscious. But on the internet, they play great. So, yeah, exactly. How much money does they invest in cheat detection? A lot. They have a huge team and a lot of, stuff. I mean, a lot. Yeah, when I was on the cover of Chess Life before you were born, this was the shirt I was wearing, and the photographer gave me the shirt. She went to some clothing store and spent $500 on clothes, and I tried some of them on. She said, oh yeah, wear that. I'll just return the rest of it. She was just going to return the rest of the clothes, like get a refund. And she gave me the shirt. She said, yeah, you can have it because that shirt looks good on you. So if you have the cover of Chess Life that I was on in 2010, and I'm sure you do. We have it here on the wall. I'm sure you framed it. You'll see me in this shirt. And if you ever visit the chess center, you'll see it. And I almost never wear it because I'm always hot. So, I'm hot. But, sometimes you got to be hot. I wore it a little bit in St. Louis because I dressed up a lot. But, I mean, I don't have to dress up now. So. Thanks for whatever that was. I'll get to it in a second. Let's see. Except for 12 things. I've played the Hikaru bot 100 times and lost every time. So it's cheating, yeah. Shane Wills, 82, gave 1 cent. Hooray. Robert E630, 69 cents. Hooray. What's Hikaru going to do when he comes to the chess center? Well, that's not a done deal. We hope he comes here between October and December. That's when he's probably going to come back to his place in Florida. And he has a good friend that lives in Atlanta, who's 2300, who I've known since 1994 also. And so he'll probably come. And then he'll give a lecture and a simul and maybe something else. I don't know what the something else is. He'll do some stuff. Definitely a lecture in the simul. Maybe we'll get him on the stream here. I don't know. Something. But yeah, we'll try to get him here. And we'll try to get a lot of super GMs to come here. So hopefully over the next few years, we'll get Karpov and Hikaru and Wesley and, whoever else. We'll get some strong players here to, do stuff. Let's see. Second shot. Magnus. I'm under 1,000. Can't spell. Jimbo Matthews subscribed. Yay, 26 months. He suggested we do something together, and he thought sub battle, and I was like, yeah. And we suggested something else, but Yeah, he started the tete-a-tete. Go Ben, go Tracy McGrady. Is Spencer your only employee? Spencer doesn't work here anymore. He hasn't worked here in 24 days. He has a stream now and gives private lessons. If you want private chess lessons, contact Spencer either on his stream or email, and he's still getting students. He wants to have, he's going to make his money teaching students and streaming. He's in New York right now visiting his sister, but he doesn't work at the chess center anymore. We have 3 employees who work here in the chess center. Then we have one who works on the internet stuff who lives somewhere else, a different state. And then we have another person working on the website. And then we have another person who will help with the videos also, but they're getting trained, who doesn't live here either, and so forth. And then Karen does, Karen's. One of our employees here got her second COVID shot today, and she couldn't come in. So, truth hurts. Let's see. What time tomorrow? What? Well, we have 2 cleaning ladies. You mean the one here at our house? Let's see. Do you think Magnus versus Ian, they will play for a draw? I don't know what that means. Gastric Exorcism 666 gifted a sub. Yay. Giri's in great form. I agree. What is the plan for today's stream? We're doing a candidates recap, as is the title of the stream. What will Hikaru do? Already answered that. Shirt out of luck. Who's my favorite? I guess Giri right now. Did you get a new camera? I'm not sure if he's kidding, but no. Are you reading from a different chat stream? What? Blah, blah, blah. Playing for a draw? No. Your milkshake brings all the... If you believe you have to be obscure... Yay, $20. Puzzle Pawn. Go Puzzle Pawn. Thanks, man. No, that's... Craggle is just... You've never been so wrong. Nobody's ever been as wrong as you. That's the wrongest thing anybody's ever written ever. Yeah. But I mean, it's the internet, so just crazy people typing stuff. Let's see, 100,000. Dave Chappelle's the best, correct? Blah, blah, blah. I don't read slowly, but I read all the chat. You guys are you guys are dumb. You know that. But nobody reads all the chat, just me. And if you guys chat 10 chats every 20 seconds, I'm not going to read 10 chats every 20 and answer them. Yeah, you guys are just dumb. Yeah. Why come all the people who watch are so stupid? They're like, man, Ben reads the chat slow. There's a million chats. I read them all and answer them. I don't just read them. I answer them. By the way, if you think you guys are dumb, which you are, let me tell you who's extra dumb. Even Karen will agree. You ready to agree? Well, listen to this.
Sure.
This happens all the time. People in the comments to game analysis, doesn't have to be my stream. It doesn't have to be it's the YouTube videos. It's everybody's YouTube videos. A Gadmado or me, and doesn't matter who it is. Somebody in the chat always says, why do you talk about stuff that didn't happen? Just show the game. That's in every comment section in YouTube when they do game analysis. Nothing's dumber than that. That's the dumbest thing anybody's ever said, and you see it on everyone, not just mine. You see it everywhere. Why are you looking at variations? Just show us the game. Now, by the way, I've had several students, over the last 50 years, and I say, let's look at your games, and they want to just show me the game. They don't want feedback. They don't have anything to say about the moves, and I'm like, well, we'll stop. They're like, here, and I'm like, they're looking at a score sheet. I'm like, we're supposed to analyze the game, not you show me the legal moves and then we're done. Man, I can't understand.
See the chat.
How's everybody so dumb? I don't understand it. Do you go to school do you go to Trump University to get extra dumb? Damn. Okay, 9,000 viewers. All I do is tell them how dumb they are. Yay. They're voting on whether I'll ever start the recap or I'll just end the stream.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, yeah, I haven't. Yeah. I've been streaming 35 minutes. It's just all nonsense. Yeah.
Well, thank goodness it makes it easier to edit.
Have you met Dmitry Komarov? I have not.
Once you start, though, can you keep it moving?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, I have to leave in 5 minutes.
You have to?
I must.
Damn. You going to the Big K tonight?
I am.
Damn. Don't forget to take Archer home.
I won't.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that noise. You see?
And it's always...
I don't know what the hell that noise is.
Well, no, I was going to say something wrong.
Yeah. Did you meet any of the few Mexicans GMs? Yes. Common last name in Armenia? That is correct. Petrosyan.
What's everybody doing?
Lee chess is good because it's free? That sentence doesn't even make any sense. Obviously doesn't make sense because you misspelled it's.
When do you start the candidates analysis?
Never. Tomorrow. Lee chess rating almost 2,400. Yeah, ridiculous.
I don't think it's too bright. So
What? No, that's fine. I like the way it looks now.
It didn't look right, so I had to turn it back.
Why doesn't Magnus invite you to one of the tourneys? Those people are generally 2720 or higher, and I'm 2470 or 80. That's why. I'm like number 1400 in the world, and he invites the top 30. That's probably why. I'm not sure if he invites people or somebody does it for him. When do you start the candidates analysis? Whenever I want. My stream. Don't like it? Go away. Go to Karen's stream. She'll do whatever you say. 3,200. What? I call him Tigran L because the L is for loser. That's right.
The lighting isn't different than usual, so I'm not sure why it's...
Everything's the same. Everybody's just crazy. Yeah.
We do tend to be on the bright side over here.
Close the blinds. Sun's too bright. Man, the sun's bright at night? Damn. Wearing sunglasses to watch the stream. I'm watching the stream. Just looks normal. Yeah.
Where is it? The lighting is strange. Karen had a black spot in her face.
No, that's normal. She has that.
I don't know. Maybe it's...
I'm way behind in the chat because people chat too much.
The sun is flat. Tree fitty.
It's funny when there's a guy in Michigan who's about 1900, 2000, and he's played chess forever, like 40 years. And he named his son Tigran after Petrosian, even though he's American. But he liked Petrosian. And Petrosian died in either 84 or 85, I forgot. Anyway, I was in Moscow in 84, and Petrosian was supposed to give a lecture at the seminar, but he was too sick. But anyway, so when he died, like, I don't know, 9 months later, maybe, I was talking to the guy, and he's like, I named my son Tigran. I'm like, oh, it's too bad that he died. He goes, he died? So he didn't know Tigran Petrosian died, like, 9 months at least after he died, and he named his son Tigran. Terrible. Grandmaster is my first name. Yeah. I used to be that my last name was Eva, and my first name was the greatest, but then I changed it. Theory and practice. How many ex-wives do you have? I don't know. I can't count that high. 1, 2, 3, 999. Close enough. It's sort of like the U2 song where they say 1, 2, 3, 14. No.
I don't know the song.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 14. That's how the song starts. Yeah. I had vegan Indian tonight. Man, it's really good. And then I looked up some vegan places near the hotel in Chicago that'll deliver with, either Uber or DoorDash or something. Because I know you want vegan food.
I don't mind vegan food.
Yeah. Vegan Indian is good.
My phone just died.
What? How could you?
It's always dying.
Petrosian died in 84. Yeah, it was either 84 or 85. Wadding Groundhog Waddling Groundhog subscribed for 6 months in advance. Is that good? So he bought a 6-month thing? The more you sub, the more subs we have.
Yeah, I don't like the way it's so low. Like, I have to say.
What's low?
I don't like the way
you have a low cut top? What?
I don't like the way that our heads come.
So change it.
Barely 50%, at the halfway mark.
All right.
I just don't like it.
All right. Well, change it.
Well, I mean...
You have to be off stream, you change it? It's too complicated and it takes
complicated.
forever.
I'm not sure what they did because they didn't like the zoom in for chess.com.
Mm-hmm.
So without zooming in, I can't
Magnus
fix
is
it.
great. Forbidden word. Truth hurts. Magnus is funny. Magnus is shockingly bad at technology. Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah, go to the OBS.
What? Okay.
It doesn't look right.
Sorry.
Well, no, the chess.com people did it. Right click. Properties.
And then, let's see.
Configure video.
Yep.
Camera control.
Uh-huh.
Zoom.
So, I guess this way.
Just trial and
Like
error.
that?
Yeah, a little bit more.
And then move over a little?
No, then let's just get out, and then maybe I'll change the angle.
And then okay?
Yeah, I like it better like that.
Sure, I don't care.
Well, they said the quality was less, so...
I don't care whatever happens. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I literally don't care.
It's too junky the other way. That room
What's
looks
that?
too junky. I don't like the backdrop.
All right. I hate streams with music. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, just play your own music, right? Man, I think I'm like 20 minutes behind in the chat, so I guess we're just not going to do game analysis. Why don't you tell jokes on stream? That is correct. I never tell jokes.
I can't even read the current chat.
Magnus doesn't know how to change his Twitter profile pic. People like Magnus don't know what Twitter is. They have people do that for them. Man, you guys are dense. R.I.P. Levy, yeah. It's getting brighter. Don't cross your streams. What's he referencing?
One of those dumb movies.
Correct.
I don't know.
Ghostbusters.
Oh.
So we saw a movie last night. Karen said it's the worst movie ever made ever, and nobody could ever make a worse movie, and I liked it. And it got good reviews, but the people who didn't like it like Karen, they didn't like it like Karen. They were the same,
This is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, we saw...
I just wish that I had looked at what we were going to see.
We saw nobody.
Then I wouldn't have gone.
And that's with Bob Odenkirk. That's all I had to hear. Christopher Lloyd, RZA.
What a miscasting. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, she's never been so angry. And she's usually angry.
I mean, it took me like an hour to not even be angry.
And she was like yelling at people on the streets and in the restaurant how bad the movie was. And they said, "Is your name Karen?" And she said, "Yeah."
I mean, I didn't understand the casting at all.
Yeah. Man, she was mad. She was
that
furious.
that guy's never heard of Flea his whole life. I could take him down.
Damn.
I could take him down. I'm serious. He's like this skinny... No, he's like... The guy has never been in a street fight his whole life. And they're going to try to make him out to be some kind of, whatever he was, assassin. I'm not even sure what he was.
Man, she was furious.
Whatever he was. Wasn't believable. And I couldn't look on my phone to entertain myself because Ben gets mad if I do that. So I just sit there in misery for 2 hours. If I'd been by myself, I would have left.
The movie was an hour and a half.
Whatever it was. It felt like a day.
And you left for 20 minutes. So,
So I could do something.
It's funny. My mom and dad, when my dad was alive, their whole life, they would see movies. No matter what the movie was, my mom didn't like it. Didn't matter what movie they saw. Could be like the best movie of all. She didn't like it. Mm-hmm. So she would just go sit in the lobby until the movie was over. Like every time. And it was at least half the movies they saw.
Yeah.
What?
It
didn't matter how good the movie was. It was like, I don't like this.
You usually like the movies I pick out. Levy always getting LS. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Prince Wayman.
Wait,
go back up. Oh, no, never mind.
All right.
I saw GM Brank Foyd here tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been on.
He's been a sub for 7 months. So that means he's known about my brother for at least
I still haven't met Dmitry Komarov. Asked and answered. Blah, blah, blah.
Where are you, Brank?
Dun, dun, dun. There's like 10 more minutes of chat. And then people keep chatting, so it never ends.
I'm leaving after this. I don't even get to see any chats.
My dulcet tones are good. I agree.
And already I'm going to be way down the karaoke list because I've
Terrible.
dallied here.
How could you do that? Vegans are superior. That is correct.
There he is. GM Brank.
That's from like 15 minutes ago, probably.
He's from
I'm
that
awesome.
area.
That is correct. Let's see. Should I ban this guy? He asks every 1 minute if I met Dmitry Komarov.
No, I wouldn't.
Alex Fleckchest subscribed. Good. It's your birthday and sub-birthday. And Giri won. Go Alex Fleckchest. Everybody sing happy birthday where you're like sitting and watching. And, maybe he'll hear a little of it. I don't know. Somebody's next door to him.
Hey, Darth.
You're drunk. Go home. I am? Damn, I'm drunk on Perrier, possibly. I love your channel regardless. Irregardless? Now, this is not a joke, and you're all going to think it's a joke, and it's not. So I'll wait, and you can go look on the internet. Irregardless is now a word.
We've had this discussion before about how that's the way language works.
Yep.
People misuse it.
Yep, and then you got to...
They give up. They let it in.
Yep.
So
I'm not sure if that's the way they would describe it. They would just say because of usage, it's a word now. Yeah, but irregardless has been a word for a few months. It's a dictionary. Go to the internet and look it up and be confused.
Will this be another slur on Republicans?
I hope so. Are Republicans even human?
I mean, that's a constant.
Yeah, Republicans
thing
are just...
here.
Republicans used to be terrible. Now they're beyond terrible. They're just like, they're puppets for the Russian regime. I mean, yeah.
I mean, are you new to this stream?
Yeah, I mean, they're just... Republicans are, that's the worst thing you could be. Nothing you could do is worse.
I mean, I feel like Republicans should be welcome here, but,
No, you shouldn't be a Republican. That's just...
You don't want to
It's an evil party.
You don't want to praise Trump, excessively.
It's not Trump. Republicans are just terrible
He's
now.
an example.
Yeah. A lot of people who were Republicans, and then Trump became president, and then he took over the party, they just left. See, this is funny. What Republicans don't remember, because they're really, really stupid, here's what they don't remember. When Trump ran for president in the primaries, okay?
I wish I hadn't read that chat.
No. When Trump ran for president in the primaries, who hated him the most? Not Democrats. The people running against him. This guy will never be president. This guy's the worst. If he becomes president, it's the worst. They all said it. All of them. All of them. All Republicans hated Trump. The ones who were famous. The ones who ran against him. And then when he won, they're like, all right, I guess I'd rather have him than a Democrat.
How is it possible that I have some love for George W. now?
Because George W. loves Michelle Obama, and George W. says Trump's a total idiot and horrible. Right. Yeah. George W.'s an old man, Obviously, he's a terrible president, but better than Trump. God. No, but I mean, the Republican Party from 10, 20, 30 years ago, that's not what it is now. Now it's like went from like evil to super evil. It like went from the devil to the super devil. Right? What show was the super devil on?
I don't know, but let's
which
move
one?
past
You got to tell me
politics.
which one.
Super Devil.
Yeah.
Super Devil. Let me think about it.
He was in the sky with a motorcycle. It was great. It was a great devil.
In the sky.
That's not going to help you. You just got to guess
Was
what
it a
was.
movie or a TV show?
No, a TV show.
Rick and Morty.
Ooh, that's a good answer, but the right answer is Family Guy. All right, last question. Which show has the robot devil? Well, that's a giveaway.
Futurama.
That's correct. The robot devil's great, by the way. I mean, he's a great character. All right, let's see.
All right.
I'm not dumb or dumber. I'm dumbest. Yeah, all right. Why are you bringing up comments I've never seen? I saw it yesterday. I see it almost every video. They're like, stop. Man, this is from like 20 minutes ago. Remember when I was complaining, people say stop like looking at variations and show us the game? Yeah.
This is a pretty long, whatever it is, preamble.
Yeah. You want a preamble? I'll give you a preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, and provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and ensure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Hey, Caffeine Jones.
Now you know the preamble.
No caffeine. Let's do some chess.
No.
Aw.
You told me 20 minutes ago you're leaving in 5 minutes. Come on.
Yeah, I am leaving. I'm going to miss all the chess. Maybe if I leave, you'll do the chess.
I have college students who have no idea how dumb questions can be. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I went to college before you were born. All right, so we're going to look at the games in a second, but I got a college stupid. I was in a class Saturday morning that was 3.5 hours, a history class. The first class, the first one, he gave an overview of what the class would be like. And at some point he said Leonardo da Vinci, and then he kept talking, and this girl said, whoa, 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 whoa. She was taking notes. Leonardo da what? And then he said da Vinci. He said, okay, now what did he do? What?
No,
Truth hurts.
I didn't know much.
Karen looks so beautiful. I agree.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. She's the beautifulest. Okay, I'm going to skip the chat now and just thank people who subbed and donated, and then we'll start the chess. Boo, boo. I went to the school of large. Hey, you did that. That was good. Story time. I went. Oh, we're done. I thought I was 20 minutes behind, but we're right here. All right. One sentence to do. Yeah, Saturday morning, 8:30 to noon. Frankly, ridiculous. And I have to get up at ass in the morning tomorrow. What am I doing in the morning? She don't remember what I'm doing.
No, you told me.
I know.
Oh, the dog.
Taking the dog to the vet. I made an appointment.
There's some stuff.
My stepsister is stuck in the dryer. What should I do? Is she dry yet? See, I'm the funniest. One cent to do. Thank you. All right, let's analyze the games. Man, I usually have this up.
Okay, I'm going to go because...
Yeah, because she just hates the chess. She just likes when I talk nonstop.
No, I have to go to karaoke. Bye. Enjoy the chess.
Well, let me tickle you first. Man, she knew I was going to tickle her, so she, escaped. Don't forget. Yeah. I'll drink it if you, aren't going to, if you know what I mean. No, because you might not finish,
No, I'm all right.
Yeah, okay. 1,000 centidues. Thanks, Samuel Mayfield. You fell for me trying to analyze the games. 200 centidues. Thanks, Vertigo Smash. I love you too. Although 200 centidues. Okay, I like you a lot, but I don't love you. All right. First game we're going to look at is Jan versus Fabiano. This game was not exciting. It was a trade fest. And, both players were okay with that. Orb213 subscribed. Fabiano's black, so he's sort of okay with the draw. And Nepomniachtchi's like, if I draw Fabiano, I have a really good chance of winning the tournament. So he didn't try to win. It's surprising that neither player tried very hard to win, but all right. Fabiano doesn't want to play moves he would normally not play because he, would play worse. So I don't know. I don't really care. I don't care. Okay. All right. Yeah. Right. And the reason players like Fischer and Kasparov and Morphy, etc., they didn't play for a draw with black. They didn't do that. They didn't win with white and draw with black. They won with both colors. Yeah, I lose with both colors, so that's good. Brandon Jacobson, one of the many GMs who's better than me, is rated. Somebody give him a shout out. Thanks, Brandon. You're the best. Go, Brandon. He's like a third of my age, maybe. Man, he's less than a third of my age. Yay. Somebody give him a shout out. Come on. Oh, somebody did? Well, let's see. Yeah, okay, somebody did. Yay, go Brandon Jacobson. You're the best player who ever lived. Right, Archer?
I won't get another one.
What's
I
that?
don't like these lights.
Karen's mad about the lighting situation. She's never been so mad except when she saw that movie last night. Yeah. If she saw Bob Odenkirk on the streets, she would start a fight with him now just to see what would happen. 1,000 centidues.
And it's too bright now.
What? It's too bright now. It's too bright. Though we really did try to darken it.
I'm going to get another ring light.
Some light inside has died, and I don't have the light bulbs to fix it. Jack Luppy gifted 5 subs. Hooray! We're never going to start this stream. Oh. Halloween Gambit? It's unlikely. 17-year-old. Yeah. I'm 3 times as old as him if he's 17. When I was 17, I had some very good beer. I had some very good beer that I purchased with a fake ID. My name was Brian McGee. I stayed up listening to Queen when I was 17. What show? Simpsons. Who sang that? Homer. He can't drink for a month, so he poured all the beer. It doesn't make any sense. Just save the beer. He poured it all down the drain. Bye. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'm going to raid the chess bras. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hikaru's stream went like that, son. Okay, so Jan versus Fabi played a 4 knights and a scotch. This is the 4 knights. And then he transposed into a scotch. When I have black here, I play bishop b4, which doesn't have a great reputation, because, sometimes it doesn't have protection. And, the bishop, sometimes there's, it's a bishop, so right? Sometimes bishops do things they shouldn't do. Yeah. So anyway, he played the normal. And I tell all of my students, when I had students, when you play e4, e5, which is what happened on move 1, the point is if they play d4, you take it. That's why you played e5. No d4 for you, or soup. Okay. So this is the main line. And what's funny is, for thousands of years, they took this way, and now they seem to be castling. Like, this is very common now. And after castles takes, it could transpose. But bishop g4, and white doesn't really have any good choices here. And that's why this has become popular for black. And a lot of super GMs are, and super GMs, when they're white, they're not, this isn't a good way to play for a win. That's not, this is a good way to have a boring game and not have any risk. Anyway, this is all prep and theory, and it's a million games, but it's a relatively new idea to play d5 and then castle instead of taking back. Okay, so never play f3, which is the book move. And then this has all been played a million times. And it's a trade fest. It whites up a pawn, but it's a doubled c pawn, and the c6 pawn doesn't look very good. And white would be better if this pawn was here and the queen wasn't hanging. But with the pawn here, frankly, terrible. So this position is just completely equal. And they both prepared this. And at this point, they probably both knew it was going to be a draw. I don't think they're allowed to agree to a draw. So, Jan didn't really try to win this game. And Fabi just played a line that equalizes. He's like, all right, truth hurts. When you know a ton of theory and you both go into it and it's really deep and equal, then that it's it's going to be a draw. So that the truth hurts. Okay, and the game concluded. Check, take, rook c8. It's just really boring because everything is being traded. Yeah, there's like nothing to this game. And then after h4, Nepomniachtchi decided to make the game a draw. which he didn't have to do by playing rook a4. Yeah, then he gave up his a pawn for the h pawn. Okay, so that was sort of a non-game. They played to a position that was completely equal out of prep, and then they traded all the pieces off and agreed to a draw when it was legally allowed to do so, because this is move 41. Now, this wasn't a prearranged game, but neither player would risk going all out and losing and then crying like MVL. I mean, MVL, every game MVL plays, he's trying to win, which is the right attitude, but he's not in good form. Now, I'm going to tell you the greatest thing I've ever read on the internet ever. So, Romain Edouard, who's a French GM, who's, good friends with MVL, they're like, that son. He said, it's too bad that COVID destroyed MVL's tournament. MVL played great the first half, then he had to wait a year, and now he's not in good form. And then one guy, this is on Twitter, and a guy gave a response that's the greatest response in the history of anything. Not just Twitter, but the whole universe. Even on other if life exists somewhere else, he said, didn't MVL get in the tournament because of COVID? Oh, snap. Gotcha, bitch. Radjabov was supposed to play. He said COVID, rawr, and they said too bad, and he said, I'm not playing. So they let MVL in. So the only reason MVL's playing is because Radjabov wouldn't play because of COVID. So, yeah, there's no response to that. Man, if I was Edouard, and then that was the response, I'd be like, man, you got me, bitch. You got me. Yeah. That was the greatest thing that ever happened. Right. And you got nothing to say against that. God damn. No, MVL's the greatest person who ever lived. Not a dick at all. Yeah. Prediction? Pain. Yeah. Right, Giri's playing, I think, the best chess in the second half. Yeah. Yeah, Karen and I are going to the Chicago Open next month. We're going to fly there and then take a cab or whatever, Uber, or what's it called? Lyft, whatever, to the hotel and then play and so forth. I've never flown to Chicago to play in the Chicago Open because I've always lived in Detroit or St. Louis when I've played in the Chicago Open. And I've played in a lot of Chicago's Open. But Karen, this is her first Chicago Open. She loves the World Open. So we're doing Chicago Open and World Open. As a consequence, we're going to skip the National Open because she's not so interested in Vegas. She loves Philly. She lived in Philly for a while, and she just loves Philly. Somebody has to love Philly. She hates the Odenkirk movie, and she loves Philly. So, she thinks her own way. Okay, next. Alekseenko, Wang Hao. Wang Hao played very interesting early g5, recommended by somebody. Obviously, white can play knight g5 here, the two knights. But again, I told you guys a few days ago, Wang Hao likes to spice it up. He likes that, spicy. And when he was defending against Giri, he didn't like that. So this looks boring until it doesn't. G5. That's the way Wang Hao wants to play. Wang Hao wants to play crazy like Fox News. Right? Wang Hao wants to play double-edged crazy chess. That's what he's good at. This boring defending, that's not his style. Yeah. So very unusual. I've never seen any of this. Very unusual, double-edged, complicated, not easy to play. If Grischuk was either side, he'd think an hour on every move and he'd lose on time on move two. That truth hurts. Yeah. Right, on the live list, Carlsen's first, Caruana's second, Nepomniachtchi's third, and Giri's fourth. That's the live rating list right now. Okay, always castle, it may be mate. Yeah, the engine wants to play f5. God damn. But, two bishops, what else? So kids at home, if you want to be a super grandmaster like Wang Hao, don't develop any of your pieces. That's ridiculous. And make sure you move your kingside pawns for no reason. Okay? All right, now you're super GMs. Good. Okay, bishop g7, defending his e-pawn. e4, so his bishop has some space. Put it in h. Always put it in h. Going for the key squares. Queen d6 looked like he wants to castle queenside because he played g4 and h5. Born and not subscribed. Good. Okay, then he's like, wait, if I play bishop here, this pawn's hanging, and this pawn's hanging. So he's like, all right, I guess I have to castle kingside. Always retreat. The engine wants to play knife f5. It's the Feingold engine. But he retreated. I like retreating too, so I can't, He wants to get his queen over here, now that he castled kingside. He has to defend the d3 pawn. Stop the d3 attack again, etc. Now, I'm trying to figure out why he didn't play c6, but maybe he did. I don't know. The engine doesn't play it. I don't even know what he played. I can't see. No. And I'm guessing bishop b4 attacks the queen and the rooks. You have to play c5. Then the knight is, cemented on d5. So if white goes here and black plays there, that knight's there forever. By the way, in the song, Sorry Miss Jackson, the real identity of Miss Jackson in the song is Erykah Badu, just so you know. Yeah, because they dated for a while. Whatever his name is. Okay, I'm glad you learned something today. Okay, always retreat, because the bishop has done its job. So, okay, back. Put it in F. That's why bishop c8. Just like in the Ding Liren game, Chinese grandmasters this round always play f5 and g4 in both games, except Ding's king was over here. That's the difference. Jack Luppy gave 5 centidues. Right, Erykah Badu's mother is who he's talking to about Erykah Badu. Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, he dated Erykah Badu, and the song is like, hey, Erykah Badu's mom, sorry. Okay. Take on f5, following the Feingold rule. Take. So this position's about equal, but it's the kind of equal where it wouldn't be unlikely somebody would win. It's the double-edged equal, where the engine says if both players play correctly, it'll be a draw. There's a balance of weaknesses and strengths. And in these kind of positions, it's hard to play well because there's too much going on. So some equal positions are boring draws, and some are like this, where both sides can win. Black has 2 bishops. White has a backward pawn. If you don't believe me, you can ask Farnsley. And I'm not sure if this is good or bad. I don't know yet. If white takes them and mates the king, it's bad. If black, does stuff to white's king and stops white from going places, then it's good. So I don't know. Don't ask me. Andre 3000. He's the highest rated player. All right. Talking to her mother, not her. Right, that's what I said. And then Jack Luppy keeps giving 5 subs. Good. Yeah. 100 centidues. Hooray. 4 eels. Key and Peele sketch. Yeah. I used to like Key and Peele, but I don't know. The more I watch them, the more, it's not too good. If you've ever watched the video White and Nerdy by Weird Al, which is a parody of Chameleonaire and Crazy's Raiden, at the beginning, near the beginning of the video, these guys drive up in a car and Weird Al goes to say hi to them and they're like, ugh, and they drive away. That's Key and Peele. They weren't very famous then, but that's Key and Peele in the car. Yeah. Rosa Parks. I saw Rosa Parks at my middle school before you were born. Yeah. Yeah, it's just called Ridin. Ridin apostrophe. That's the name of the song. Don't forget Crazy Bone. Why'd you forget Crazy Bone? Come on. Ridiculous. Come on, man. Yeah, Amish Paradise is great. Word Crimes is great. These are Weird Al songs that are great. I also like his making fun of this song by Crash Test Dummies. Mm-hmm. And not only is that a great parody, the video's fantastic. Great video. Dr. Demento. Yeah. Yeah, Crazy Bone. Yeah, of course. Yeah. See me mowing my front lawn. I really like when he gives the guy money, Weird Al, and instead of giving Weird Al drugs, he gives him a VHS of Star Wars or something. Hilarious. Yeah, Archer likes Albuquerque a lot. Yeah. Yes, that's an excellent one. Smells Like Nirvana. Yeah, that's a great parody also. The video's great. My favorite part of Smells Like Nirvana is when Dick Van Patten's in the audience and he has a big hamburger and he offers it to some skinhead and the guy hits it out of his hand. That's my favorite part of the video. Okay, so he forced C5. That way his knight stays on D5, it can't be attacked. And the thing is, if your knight could be attacked and had to move away, there's a lot of pressure on D3. So he can't move his knight away. But C6 makes his knight move away. So he played here, skewering the queen and rook, and now he can't play C6. Okay, always retreat. He wants that knight to move away. And he's like, I'm not moving that knight away. And black takes everything. Now in this position, the problem with queen takes D5, and queen G6 is the best move, is after queen G5, there's a funny threat for white. The queen is overworked and the bishop is pinned, so white's actually threatening bishop takes E5. You can't take with the bishop, it's illegal. You can't take with the queen because the rook on D8 hangs. And I'm also threatening this, and then this falls, and it's like the dominoes all fall like a house of cards. Checkmate. And this is considered equal by the engine. And black is better by playing queen G6. Now he's, stopping queen G5, and these pawns are very, very weak. So black is a little bit better. Queen D1, always retreat. If rook takes, he wants to play some kind of queen B3 or queen A4. So queen D1, queen's better on D1. Queen A4 threatening the A7 pawn. They trade pawns. And black's a pawn up, but this bishop is great. This bishop's blocked. This pawn's weak. And black's king isn't super safe because there's no pawns in front of it. So black's slightly better. Always retreat. And, when they trade, it's just going to be a draw. Yeah, not too exciting. Not even clear who's playing for a win. Obviously, black has a perpetual. But, this is hanging. His king is ridiculous. The bishop can't, help. So it should just be a draw. Black's pretending to play for a win because pretending is fun. Okay, now he plays for a win, but, these pawns are both hanging. Bishop's not good. King is exposed. This is weak. It's obviously going to be a draw. Could take either pawn. The engine actually prefers taking that pawn. But, yeah, you can't win when there's nothing left. And I'm sure you've all noticed this, except for one thing. The one thing is, none of you noticed it, is if we get a bishop ending, this is the wrong colored rook pawn. That makes it much more likely to draw. Whenever there's only bishops on the board, or it's going to happen, you try to see if somebody has a rook pawn and if it's the right color. So that means if we trade queens, white can sacrifice everything for these three pawns, and it's a draw. So that means it's probably a draw. I can get a bishop and three pawns for three pawns. So that's, I'll play b4 and trade. I'll get rid of this somehow, and I'll sack my bishop, and it's over. Okay, but he got to take that, so that's even more drawn. It's the most drawn. All right, and then they agreed to a draw because there's nothing on the board, and it's perpetual, so forth. So that was an exciting draw where both players played quite well. And probably for the not the majority, but for the, I know the word, give me a second. For the plurality of the game, Wang Hao was better. He was more better than Alekseenko was better. And then most of it was equal. It wasn't a majority, but definitely a plurality. I'll wait a few minutes while you look that up in the dictionary. Man, Karen turned all the lights off. She must like Dim the Lights by Donna Summer. Damn, I do. Yeah. Which Michael Jackson video was Wesley Snipes in? I don't know. White does have the right rook pawn, but he was down a pawn. Cam Zach subscribed. Robert E630 gave 69 cents twice. Hooray for everybody. Saga begins. That's okay. Yeah. Candy shot by 50 Cent is okay. Less ridiculous than the original? That's right. You're correct. Yeah. All right. You guys aren't as dumb as I thought you were. Good job. You guys are getting smarter. Probably watching me or something. What's a dictionary? How was more better than Alekseenko was much worse. What? That's worse than I speak. Award points for being slightly better because you drew. No. Dare to be stupid. Yeah, it's 4 a.m. It's 2 a.m. Yeah, and man, I can't say it on stream, but they'll be there till 6 in the morning. Yeah. Sipping on gin and juice, laid back. Plutocracy, correct. Hello from Egypt. Hello. Eddie Murphy. The Dark Knight overrated? No, that's great. And my vocabulary doubled. Hooray! Why don't you stream at YouTube? Because nobody streams on YouTube. This is for streaming Twitch. YouTube is for 90-year-old people who like to watch videos from 80 years ago. Yeah, this is where people stream. It's on Twitch. Let's see. Should you smoke pot and drink beer when you play? As long as you do both. If you do one, then what's the point? Giri streams on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Streaming on YouTube is really dumb. You have to stream on Twitch. There's a million reasons to stream on Twitch instead of YouTube. No, YouTube's for people who don't know what they're doing. Yeah. Okay, so now we'll get to Grischuk versus MVL. And Grischuk prepared this the morning of the game. Knight c3 and d4, a favorite of Magnus. And the point is, white plays b3, bishop b2 castles. And the other point is, it's not going to be a dragon. So instead of playing 25 moves of theory, which technically would help Grischuk because he's so slow, he gets Maxime out of prep. But I think Maxime knew this line because Magnus has played it. And Grischuk was trying to remember the line that he had studied that morning. And after the game, Maxime said, "Why didn't you remember the theory?" And Grischuk obviously said, "Je regrette, mais je forget." And then MVL said, "D'accord." Okay, that happened too. Tom does gaming. Yeah, okay. That's right. You Grischuk me all night long. Spencer made a song up about, I think, Grischuk, like what you just did, from, what's the stupid song? It's the stupidest song ever. Damn, that's saying something. Thanks for the sub, Yoni Man. What's that stupid song? Party. I think it's by LMFAO. What am I talking about? What song am I talking about? Party Rock Anthem? Yeah. And then Spencer had put his lyrics in with Grischuk. Some of them, I don't know, like the main lyric, he put Grischuk in there, which made sense. Yeah. Every day I'm Grischuk. That's not it. Okay, so Bishop h6 attacking the queen. f4. Good. And it's just, people are on their own. And in this position, I think Grischuk said he had this on his board the morning, preparing for the game, and he forgot what he was prepared. He played here. He wasn't sure if he prepared that. That was the best he could come up with. Okay, so this is great for both players, and it's great for us. Opposite side castling often means somebody's going to win. Tom does gaming. Thank you. Yeah. I have not. I'll have to ask Spencer. He's in New York now visiting his sister. She's probably not watching the stream. Dr. Evergarden subscribed. Starting the train. Another train. Thanks, Tom Does Gaming and Dr. Evergarden and the third person who started the train. If you can call them a person. Yodi Man. All right. Now, the last train was shallow and pedantic. So this train has to go to like 900% on level 5, and then I'll forgive you. Okay. So bishop e6. The engine wants to play bishop g4 all the time and put pressure, but generally bishop g4 is going to lead to you getting rid of your bishop. And, you know, 2 bishops, what else? Knight g4 threatening knight f2. Engine likes that too, but that's too, like, beginner for, like, a super GM. They're like, that's, you know, that's what a beginner would do. Also, I talked to Brian Boitano, and he said he would do that also. Yeah. And then he said he would kick an ass or two, and I was like, wow. Yeah. If he was here right now, he'd kick an ass or two. That's what Brian Boitano do. That's a great song. Can't beat that song. I heard it a couple days ago. Like when I say, what would Morphe do? I'm obviously referencing that song, frankly. Anyway, I told that to Hikaru, and he said, what? 500 centidues, farty party. 100 centidues, Heiser Heinz. Hooray. Go Moobot. 100 centidues, chugga chugga woo woo from Cheesehead. Anonymous cheerer, 1,000 centidues. Probably Hikaru. Probably. Yes, South Park movie was great. I can't talk about the scene in the South Park movie, but you'll know what it is if you've seen the movie. I can't say what, you know, because on stream. The kids are looking for something the whole movie because Chef told them to, like by accident. And eventually they find it. It's like a giant, you know, can't say what it is. Anyway, and then when I saw the South Park movie, which I saw in California. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I saw it in California. There was a couple sitting in front of me to the left. The guy was on the floor laughing. I've never seen somebody on the floor laughing. He fell out of his seat. And his girlfriend or wife, probably girlfriend, was looking at him like, ugh, horrible. She was furious. Yeah. Doric the Cat gifted 5 subs. Yeah. What would Brian Boitano do if he were here right now? Yeah. St. Louis Assassin. Hooray, it rhymes with Dolores. That's right. Oh, Dolores. Yeah. Yeah, somebody gives him a sub. Do as he says. Okay, back to whatever it is I was doing. Okay, always play King B1. I wonder who won this game. The guy who played King B1 or the guy who didn't? Okay, everybody's attacking everybody. Good. Put it in H. So this is funny. If I was playing a blitz or a bullet game, I'm taking white all day, all night, and twice on Sunday. And the engine prefers black here. Like, when I look at the position with my average to weak Grandmaster eyes, I think white is an attack and black doesn't. But the engine looks with the engine eyes. Hungry engine eyes. And it says black is slightly better. Okay, so Queen F2 is an engine move, a move I wouldn't consider. He played Rook A C8, which I would consider. Put it in H. So this is funny. Before the game, Grischuk was talking to one of his coaches, like how to play the game. And coaches weren't helping him. So then he talked to Sylvester Stallone, Rocky. And he said, Rocky, what do I do? And Rocky said, go for it. So That's what happened. Go bust you up. Go for it. That's the best line the writers can write. Did Rocky write Rocky 3? Did Sylvester Stallone write that? Mr. T says, I'm going to bust you up, and he says, go for it. That's the best they could do? Terrible. Man, no wonder that's the worst Rocky. We all agree Rocky 3 is the worst, right? Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. Now, obviously, Mr. T's acting is beyond reproach, sort of like Homer's hygiene. Yeah. Man, what a great episode. Danny DeVito plays Herb, his half-brother. Now, I want you to call back and say the opposite of what you said. Hey, kids, come here. I want you to hear this. Homer Simpson's hygiene is beyond reproach. Yeah. No, Mortal Kombat, I'm an adult. Yeah. I didn't switch back to the old camera. It's the same camera. Do you guys know what zoom is? And no, you don't. All right. There's no Rocky 5. Rocky V. Yeah. Yeah, I like the Hulk Hogan scene. Yeah. Yeah, any Rocky after 4 just seems like garbage to me. Like all of it. Okay. Rocky, you can't win. There's no air on Mars. Well, then there's no air for him either. Family Guy. Okay, knight takes h5, forced. g3, good. Now he can put it in h. There's a lot of stuff on the h file for that rook to hover over. The engine likes black because the engine defends better than perfect. But if you're a human, white has an attack and black doesn't. I mean, you got to open h file. f5 later, d pawn, d5. It's really difficult to play black here. The engine says knight b4 and queen f2 both give black the advantage. He played one of them. Bishop h3, putting it in h. Yay, thanks, Steve Condi. You're the best person who ever lived until somebody donates more. More. There are no more donations, and there never will be. More! We pay the editor by the hour. On my way to karaoke. Yay, go Karen. That is true. Yeah. The best Rocky is when they watch Rocky IV, the Russian version on Family Guy. That's the best Rocky. Yeah. I must break you. If he dies, he dies. Good acting. Yeah. All right. By the way, in a Woody Allen movie, either Annie Hall or Manhattan, I don't remember, but one of them, he's on the subway and these tough guys are causing trouble, and just before the doors close, Woody Allen pushes them out and the doors close. And he's like a hero, then the doors open and they come in. The point of that story was one of the tough guys is Sylvester Stallone when he wasn't a known person. It was before everything, before Rocky. So remember that. I don't know if it was Annie Hall or Manhattan. Probably Annie Hall. Yeah. If he dies, he dies. I will break you. It's Annie Hall. That's what I think. Yeah. Okay. So he took on h3. The engine does not like that. It really, really hates this move. I mean, it helps white attack. White's going to double and triple on the h file. So, yeah. It says it's still okay. It likes rook c6 to double up on the bubble up and defend the d pawn. Can't argue with that. Okay, Grischuk played the right move. The engine isn't a big fan of that move either. It always wants to play queen f2. g4, great. And then this is considered better. It's hard to understand why he went here. I guess after takes, he was worried he'd just lose on this file, and here he would be defending for a little bit. So, and it really hates this move. It wants to play knight g4. And after f5, the engine says white's basically winning. So it doesn't like this knight f6 to h5 wasting time when Grischuk goes forward. So now white's winning, and there were some mistakes later, probably in time trouble. Never play f6. Okay. Now in this position, play d5, which is a very bad move. Takes. H5, that's good. Queen E2. Taking on Poussin is also winning. Rook C5. Yeah, and I'll show you where there's a big mistake. So in this position, after Rook C5, the engine is not a fan of what he did. It just wants to defend this pawn with Queen E4 or Queen G2, or Queen F3, and the pawn's defended. But he thought, you take the pawn, I'm going to beat you anyway, but he's wrong. So Grischuk thought this was immediately winning, and then he just crashes through on the H-file. But he miscalculated or something. Okay, so Queen D6. Now, I think the best move is King A2, stopping Rook D1 check. But he did play King A2. Good. Okay. And then after Rook D1, Rook takes H5, Pawn takes H5. And in this position, the last few moves have been pretty good considering, the time trouble. And now Grischuk has to find the impossible win. And he didn't find it. Only an engine would find it. If a human played it, I would tell chess.com, and because of who I am, they would ban them. They wouldn't even use they would just say, okay, Ben said so. The winning move is to keep the rook here on the H-file so we can mate you. And so it wants to play Rook H3 because you can't attack the rook anywhere. And the next move is Queen takes and mate. And Black's defense to this is insane. The only way for Black not to resign is to go here. That's the only move. That way we can try to trade queens and not get mated. So King takes is a draw because Queen D1 check and the ending is a drawn ending. It's equal material, Rook and Bishop each. So if you want to win, you take with a bishop, okay, obviously. And now Queen D1's the only move, and you can't do anything here anymore because it's defended. And it says White has a big advantage after this. Maybe winning, maybe not. White's a pawn up, this pawn's weak. I would think Grischuk would win this. That's what I think. And the engine only says 1.4. I think it's more than that. All right. So Rook H3, probably winning, but who's going to play Rook H3? He played the obvious move, Rook H5. You can't take with the queen, because then Rook takes Rook is winning for Black. And now, Black wants to play Queen H2 and mate. And what's funny is, there's only one move that's good here, and he found it. I don't know how he found it. All I know is, I wouldn't have found it. And what's funny is, this was the winning move that I missed, or winning idea, against Ray Robson in Game 6 of our match from 2011. I played a move that hung mate, and instead I could have put my rook on this diagonal blocking the bishop, and I would be winning, but I didn't see the mate. But somehow he found it. Rook D4. Great move. Now the bishop is shallow and pedantic. And the other idea, which is impossible to see for me, because I'm no good, is rook takes check. So if Queen H2 with unstoppable mate, now it's a draw. Unbelievable. Takes, Queen D5, Queen E6 check. Queen D5 check actually loses. Because King B1, Queen here. But now we have Rook B1. So this is the only move that doesn't lose. Bishop C1, this is all forced. Queen B6 check. This King's mate, so King here, and then always repeat. And if White doesn't want to get mated, he's got to go here and repeat. Now again, nobody's going to see that. I guess MVL saw it. Otherwise, Rook D4 doesn't make any sense. So MVL knew when he played here, if Queen H2, he would do that. Because there's no other reason to play Rook D4. After Queen H2, you resign if you don't see that. And obviously in this position, I think Grischuk thought, I'm winning, I'm Grischuk, look at me, I'm good at poker and bridge and, chess, and, I have funny press conferences, and this is the first game I'm going to win in the tournament, and I'm going to ruin MVL's chances. That's what he was thinking. MVL was thinking Arby's. And he didn't see that, obviously, because if he did, he would have played another way. You can't blame him. Who's going to see that? The answer, MVL. Pretty good. MVL was the MVP. Now, if I was black, I would play this for sure. And then after here, I can't stop checkmate, then I would resign. Oh well, truth hurts. So rook d4 stops this and threatens that. So MVL's good. Okay, rook h1, and then queen h2 wins because he's defending the bakro. Why is he defending the bakro? Because his opponent is MVL. So Grischuk defends the bakro. And now if he plays here, that don't work because you don't have any back rank checks because my rook is here. So now I'm threatening to go here and you resign. The only move that doesn't lose is rook takes a4 check, and he played it. Okay, and now this loses in a shallow and pedantic way. Queen d5 check and takes the rook. So you have to play king b1. Obviously, Grischuk knows my rules. Always play king b1. He played king b1. Now he played it again, and that's why he won the game, obviously. He kept playing king b1. Yeah. Now I'm threatening queen h2 with forced checkmate. And in this position, he made a very bad move, queen d5. He actually can draw here. Unbelievable. And it's just really hard to see. Rook h4. God damn. But he's in time trouble. And the idea is just to get the rook off of d1. And then the engine says this is a draw and ending. I would think white's better. I would. But the engine says white's not better. It says this is a draw because I go here. And then it says always play king b1, draw. And if you play here, winning this pawn for this pawn, it says this is a draw also. It says this is all zero, which I believe. That makes sense to me. So MVL in time trouble could have played rook h4 and drew. He played this move with the idea of sacking his queen. This way MVL could still win and he could still lose, but winning is good because he's trying to win the tournament. And the engine says black is worse here. That's the engine move. That's the engine move. That move is not liked by the engine. And again, he's in time trouble. There's just no way to see this. Rook e8's the engine move. And the reason this isn't good is because after here, sacrificing the bishop, which he didn't take, I check on g2, and you're going to lose your rook. Your rook is loose. The king moves to the h-file, and queen check wins the rook. Again, they're in time trouble, so probably after here, he just didn't think that was possible. He thought the bishop would be saved, that he'd move his b-pawn or something. So that's too bad. Okay. And now he's lost. This skewer doesn't work, by the way, because, either rook can check. The skewer is the best move, actually. The engine likes bishop f4. Okay. Now, there was a big thing on the internet saying in this position, bishop a3 check drew, and MVL instantly played rook takes c2 check, even though he's made the time control. And Grischuk said, I was going to go for a walk and walk around, go to the bathroom, but I wanted to play here and sit there and hope he just took back immediately. If he gets up and walks, that would indicate his opponent has more than one legal move. This is complicated psychology for you guys, because anything's complicated for you guys. So if somebody gets up and walks away and you have one legal move, that doesn't make any sense. You're going to make the one legal move, so why did they walk away? But if you have 20, 30 options, they're going to walk away and you're going to think 10 minutes. So if he got up, he would think, why is he getting up when I have to go here? And then he would find that and he would play that. On the internet, they said this was a draw. Then they said it wasn't. Then they said it was. And they said it wasn't. The point is, this is much better. It doesn't matter if it draws. It's just the best move. You can't take this because your queen's hanging. So you defend your, you probably king b1 again. And this position is much better than this position. Much better. Because the king can now escape. And in the game, the bishop was here, so black lost a tempo. And that tempo, he just completely lost. There is a 7-piece table base, which should tell you whether this is a win or a draw. That would have taken me seconds to find out, so I didn't look it up. Doesn't matter if this is a draw or not. I mean, it matters to MVL and Grischuk. What matters is bishop a3 is a lot better than rook takes c2 check. You just gain a tempo. And you might draw, you might lose, and by taking right away, you just lose. He just didn't see bishop a3 because he moved too quickly, even though he had tons of time, and this is typical MVL. He moves too quickly sometimes, and then he loses as a result. Grischuk missed mate on queen ha. No, don't give analysis. Just donate, because when you put analysis in the chat, it's wrong. Okay, queen h8 hung the queen, so you just hung all your pieces, right? Don't ever give lines in the chat. Okay, so in this position, queen h5 threatens mate, and after takes, it's not mate because I could take your queen with two different pieces, and you're in check. So that was the most wrong you've ever been, ever. Nobody's ever been that wrong. You suggested an illegal move which hangs the queen. I mean, frankly, ridiculous. All right. I'll do the analysis. You guys do the donating. You don't even do that very well. So, all right. So rook takes c2 is a blunder. And now he's lost. And after here, maybe he's lost. That's up for the table base to decide. Yeah. Right. The spleen shot subscribed. Hooray! Yeah. Here's another line. He drew a line. That was good. Yeah. It's not his fault. He's in the chat. So if he suggests a move, it's going to be wrong. That's what you guys do. You guys are like, oh, why didn't he go here? Why didn't a 2800 player play mate in one against their 2800 player? Why did they both miss it? Now, here's something you guys will never understand, and I've told you every stream. The people who are the top 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 in the world, they're so good that it's beyond your understanding. And there are people like Tanya Sachdev who are very good at chess. She's probably GM strength. She's an IM, but probably GM strength, who also don't understand. And there's a lot of people like that. I understand, but I have an advantage over Tanya. I'm 1,000 years old and she's not. So I've seen Kasparov analyze in person. I've seen Kramnik analyze in person. And my dad told me about Fischer because he analyzed with him. And I've seen Anand analyze in person. If she wants to watch, Tanya, if she wants to watch Kasparov, Anand, and Kramnik analyze, they can't analyze anymore. They're 100 years old. Okay, so and then Carlson doesn't do that. So occasionally you guys will see somebody really good, maybe a Karu, maybe Grischuk, and they're analyzing a lot, and you're like, wow, I would never see what they see so quickly. And they don't see anywhere near what Kramnik, Anand, Fischer, and Kasparov saw. I saw Kasparov analyze, and I just cry when I think about it. Right? It's like if God analyzed if God was better. Like if God upped his game a little, like he existed, right? So God has to exist first, then he has to take some lessons, then you can analyze like Kasparov. But now those guys are old, so it was funny when Grischuk, if you watch, you got to watch the Grischuk video, you have to. Grischuk analyzed the game that he drew with. Who did he draw? He was black against... It was yesterday. Or maybe it was 2 days ago. Who did Grischuk draw? Wang Hao. So go to the internet, go to YouTube, find the game Wang Hao's white against Grischuk, where Grischuk does the interview. Just the interview. And then Grischuk analyzes lots of variations to checkmate and to the end of the game, and it's really complicated. And you guys will be like, wow, that's amazing. But Kasparov, Fischer, Anand, Kramnik, they do that. I mean, that's nothing to them. But I mean, now they can't do it because one's dead and three of them play chess like they're dead. But when they were good at their peak, it's insane how good they are. It doesn't make any sense. And if you saw it, you'd be like, what is this? This isn't what I do. I look for legal moves and I play an illegal move. Okay, now, an analogous situation to how good chess players are that's beyond your understanding. I'm a bridge player. I came third in the nationals. I've won a regional. I have a lot of master points. If you give me a chess rating, I'm 1800 at bridge. Okay, so I was reading a bridge column where it was asked, what would you bid? And they ask all the best players in the world, what would you bid? They give you a hand, and then they get vote. Okay, so one guy said, I have to abstain. I can't give an answer because my partner held this hand 25 years ago. That's beyond comprehension. That doesn't make any sense. And then the editor said, yeah, he's right. If you play bridge, then you'll know you don't remember your partner's hand from 25 years ago. That's what you know. And there was another instance where a top player called the director over, this is another story, and said, we've played this hand before. And he said, no, you didn't, because he's the director. He wants to show. He says, yeah, we played this hand before. And he said, okay, if you can tell me your partner's hand, then I'll believe you. Then he proceeded to name all 13 cards in all three players' hands. If you paid me to do that, I couldn't do it. I might say their distribution, like yes, four, and then the director's like, oh, because they passed the boards wrong. All right. Sorry if this is too complicated for you, but what isn't? All right. So now we have an extra passed pawn. The king can't get over there. My king is more advanced. I'm drawing more arrows for white than for black. So white's winning. Now, because the king can't get over anymore, he did this. He wants to take this pawn, sack his bishop for this pawn, draw. And he's not getting that pawn. He can get that pawn, but he's not getting that pawn. You can get one, but you can't get both. And then, here comes the pawn. And here he resigned, which confuses you guys. But if you turn on your engines, you'll be less confused. Much less. My engine's been on for 10 seconds. It says plus 49 for white. So that means if a good engine with a lot of cores, it would announce mate here. In fact, this is table base, so it's probably like mate in 36 or something. So he resigned because he can't sack his bishop for the pawn because it's too lost. He has to stop the pawn, but then this pawn can't be defended. So there's just no hope here. My king's coming in, and if you stop me, then my king will go that way, and you can't, nothing you can do. So he resigned here. Now it says plus 60. Plus 60 means it sees that white's getting a queen. The engine sees by force it's getting a queen. Now, if you're a lower rated player, which you are, never resign these positions. Never. In fact, never resign any position. But if you're top players in the world and it's a slow game and your opponent's 2,800, then you can resign. But you don't have permission to resign positions like this. Ridiculous. I've never been so angry. Also, if white goes here, then black's never been so angry. And the bishop has to stop the king from coming in, so there's nothing you can do. I'll give you a sample variation, because you seem like nice people. Again, every move wins, so I'll just play one of them. King d5, black's in Wang Chung. I'll just make a random move, I don't know. b6, attack the, whatever that is. Yeah. Here, it doesn't matter. Every move wins. Trading bishops is an easily winning king and pawn ending. All right, nothing's easier. And so let's play bishop here, I guess. I don't know. And then if we go here, obviously the game's over. Because I'm going to queen. So if you take, it's the same deviled egg. Yeah. Papa John's. And there's a lot of variations like that, but they're all ridiculous. So that's Grischuk's first win of the event. And MVL's having a very bad second half. He was tied for first a week ago, and now he's tied with Grischuk for fourth. According to what I saw, Grischuk has better tie breaks. I guess because Grischuk beat MVL. So he went from first place to fifth place like that, son. Right. And so forth. I've been reading the chat because it's not really worth reading. Nobody's donating. Terrible. Boo, boo, boo. If you saw Kasparov analyzed in his prime, or Fischer analyzed in his prime, that's all you got to see. That's all you got to know. You don't have to see anybody else analyze. That's it. And I've seen Kasparov analyze when he was at his best. Kramnik, Anand. I mean, what they see in 2 minutes, I see in a whole game. Ridiculous, frankly. Now, Karpov didn't see as much, but Karpov had great judgment. He knew what you should do, and he knew the evaluation of positions better than them. 100 centidues, Chris the Pinterin, and Zan 13, 400 centidues. Now, this is funny. In Tilburg, possibly 91, possibly 90. It was one of them. I was there, and I was watching the event, and I was watching Karpov and Kasparov analyze their Scotch game that Kasparov won with the beautiful E6 at some point. And I was sitting next to them, and I wanted to say, what about here? But I didn't say nothing. And Anand walked in, then I didn't say Vishwa nothing. And I was just wondering why Karpov didn't make a certain move in their analysis, not in the game. The next day, Karpov was sitting by himself in a room, and he was writing notes for the informant from not that game, some other game. And I said, yo, Tolya. And he's like, what? And I said, look, I'll tell you so. I said, can I show you from yesterday? He's like, yeah. So I set it up, and I said, and I knew I was right. I knew I was right. And I said, in this position, Kasparov said this. He's like, yeah, but why can't you go here then? Now you have to realize in the Karpov-Kasparov analysis, Karpov said nothing. Kasparov talked a mile a minute and gave hundreds and thousands of variations. Okay. And Karpov was dejected because he lost. So he just sat there. Anyway, so I said, why can't you go here in the line Kasparov gave? Okay. Now, of course, he doesn't know, he hasn't been looking at that move because that was an analysis Kasparov did. It was yesterday, and nobody looked at the move I'm talking about. So I know the move, but he's like in his head thinking about Kasparov's line that didn't happen. And he said, oh, if I go there, then, and then he showed me 1,000 move variation. And I said, oh. So, yeah, world champion for many years, lucky. Like things that didn't happen, he saw everything, but he doesn't say anything. There's some people who like to show off, Anand, Kasparov, but Karpov and some other players don't. Carlson, for example, don't tell you what they're thinking. He's like, yeah, I have a good position. But if you're like, can you show us some of the analysis? And he did, it would be 1,000,000 moves long. And he'd be like, what? Ridiculous. Man, Anand got really mad when he played Carlson. I think he lost. And the Indian press was questioning him. And Anand said, yeah, if I play this move, then, and he said like 1,000 move variation. And then the reporter said, were you thinking that during the game? And he said, no, I was thinking about where to go for dinner tonight. Like he was really mad, and rightfully so. Because normal people don't understand how much the top players see. So when they give 1,000,000 move variation, they don't understand how that's possible. And they do it every move. The best players, not us, not me, good players. All right, and so forth. And Levy's not as good as Hikaru. Yeah. Anyway, watch the Grischuk video, the analysis he did in the press conference after his game with Wang Hao. Man, I confused their names. And then you'll see some of what the good players see. Some of it. That's just what he sees during the game. It's amazing. You know how sometimes games will do auto replay? So You go to the internet and it plays the game for you while you sit back and you're getting high or something. So instead of you clicking, it just plays the game. So there was a monitor in St. Louis, and Kasparov was looking at the monitor with some other grandmasters. And it was a game he didn't know between two grandmasters from that day. And the moves were going very fast. There was like a move every half second. And while it was showing it, Kasparov was saying he should have gone here and he should have done that, when people couldn't even follow the game. And he should have played this. And this was when he was no good. So, I mean, when he was good, that was different. It's beyond comprehension for people who haven't seen it. And obviously, a lot of people have seen it. Right? And then Yasser told a story on stream once. I don't know whose stream it was, but I think it was just the St. Louis. He said he was walking back from the round with like Lubojevic, and they were like, this is like in the early 80s, I think. And they were like, Lubojevic always talks about the game and talks a mile a minute, always, every game, and it's good analysis. And he said, we walked back after watching Kasparov analyze. It was the first time in my life Lubo didn't say anything. He just walked back stunned because they saw Kasparov analyze and maybe he hadn't seen it before. And then he had nothing to say. Nothing. He's like, God damn, hope I don't play him. All right, Maton 23. My stupid engine figured it out at depth 41. Okay, actually it was some 41. Now we have the game of the day, which I've already made a video about. I already made a video for chess.com's YouTube page. I always do a game of the day. You can also watch on again, or his video is 10 and a half minutes. I didn't watch it. And mine's 16. I don't know how you analyze this game in 10 minutes. Like, I talk really fast, and I sort of gloss over things. So I don't know how he did it in 10 and a half minutes. And that includes, like, the preamble and, the postscript. I mean, he says, hi, I'm, whatever, welcome to my channel. I don't know what he says. And then at the end, he's like, yay, the guy won. So I don't know how he did it in 10 and a half minutes. Yeah. Blink 182, no. Yeah. It's not memorization. I can't remember anything. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, the Capablanca thing that you asked. Kaidanov told me Karpov doesn't look more than one move ahead. It's all exaggerated. Karpov and Capablanca knew how to play chess, and Smyslov. They could feel, they look at a position, they judge it correctly, they know what the right ideas are, and they play a lot by feel. They analyze a little bit. And Kasparov analyzes every legal move in every position to the end. And then everybody's confused. Super Grandmasters are confused when Kasparov was analyzing in his prime. They just sat there and didn't say anything because it was embarrassing. I saw Kasparov beat Agdestein. You can find the game in Tilburg, 89, 90, or 91. I don't know. One of them. And this was the one Kasparov got 12 out of 14. He has 7-0 with white and 3 wins and 4 draws with black. He's went against Agdestein. Agdestein's trying to mate him, and Kasparov queened. So Kasparov had 2 queens. And Agdestein didn't mate him, so he resigned because he's not a queen. And I saw them analyze the game, and it looked like God analyzing with somebody who didn't know the rules. That's what it looked like. And Agdestein, was shown why some move lost. Then, a minute later, he's like, what about here? And I'm like, Kasparov just showed him that. And he's like, yeah, I showed. He's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Are you kidding me? It looked like Kasparov was 900 rating points better than the number 20 player in the world. Now, Agdestein was better at soccer, so I got him on that. Okay. Yeah, he was a striker for the Norwegian soccer team, Agdestein. Then he got a really bad leg injury, and that was the end of him. Truth hurts. Yeah. Right. Fischer, Kasparov, Anand, and Kramnik, and that's it. That's it. I don't know what Morphy saw, but he saw a lot too. I just don't know. Those 4 I know. Yeah. That's correct. He was, one of the best soccer players in Norway. Probably, I'm not kidding either. I'm not kidding. Probably if Magnus quit chess when he was a teenager, I would have no doubt if he wanted to, he could play on the soccer team. He's really athletic. He's fast, strong, and he's pretty good at soccer anyway. But if he devoted his life to it, Norway's not one of the top 10, 20 countries in the world. So I think he could play for their team. Also, he could practice with Agderstein, who did play for the team. But I guess Magnus decided being the best chess player in the world was better than being, me at soccer. So, right, exactly. No, I'm not kidding. Yeah. Magnus is very athletic. He's good at every sport. He's very tall, very strong, and very fast. He's not kidding around. Kick your ass. All right. I mean, he acts like a doofus on stream, but I act more like a doofus than these guys hate on him. He's just doing my spiel, but he's not as good at it. Like, why does Magnus act like a doofus? That's funny, right? Yeah. Magnus is pretty funny. Obviously, English isn't his first language, so sometimes, but okay. If I did a stream in Norwegian, it wouldn't seem so funny, especially if you're Norwegian. No, Magnus can't box. No. Terrible. I'm reasonably funny. Yeah. I did write for the magazine Skakbladet. Okay, it seems unlikely. The Danish magazine, because I would send them stuff in English and they would translate it into Danish. But when I lived in Europe between 88 and 92, they wanted stuff from me all the time. So there you go. Yeah. Very few Americans have heard of the Danish chess magazine Skakbladet. But, what are you going to do? That was before you were born. Probably the magazine is, defunct now. Okay, this was the game of the day. And as I said on my video, it's not clear what Anish is going to play on move 1. But if you play e4, Ding Liren's going to play black and a Rui if he can. So Anish, prepared for this game. And Ding didn't know what Anish would play. But he knew what Ding would play. Right? He knows this is going to happen. This is what Ding plays. Now, Rook e1's the main move, and so he played a lesser-known move and prepared it forever and hoped that Ding didn't prepare this forever, because it's possible Giri's never played that. I'd say it's likely. So Giri's preparing all day and night for years, and Ding Liren's like, Giri played here? What? Rook e1's the common move. Okay, and in this position, knight d7's more common, but I think the super GM's like bishop here, because the knight's attacking the pawn. Okay, now in this position, almost every game in my database was b3. That way the knight can go here, the bishop can go here. And he played knight b3, which I can't find in my database. So I guess it's a novelty. I don't know. Or my database isn't up to date. And that has a lot different idea. White wants to go here and say, what you going to do when I come for you? Bad night, bad night. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when I come for you? Bad night, bad night. And Ding played so flexibly, it's unclear where he's gonna castle and avoid a hassle. And after here, you gotta make the decision now. Rook b8, which means you're gonna castle here, or castle now. You can't play b6 because c6 is hanging. So he castled, which I think is consistent. I think if you're gonna play here and here, allowing you to castle, you should castle. Otherwise, you could have castled earlier, kingside. Okay, now it's double-edged, which is not as complicated as triple-edged, which happens later, right? That should be like a razor company should say that. Yeah. Why didn't Anand become world champion before Kasparov retired? Kasparov was better. In the 1995 World Championship match at the World Trade Center, the first 8 games were drawn between Kasparov and Anand won the 9th game. So after 9 games, Anand was ahead. And then that was the end of Ishii. Then he got beat whoever got beat in 95. Whoever that was, that's how he got beat. He lost 4 of the next 7 games. Frankly, ridiculous. So if he won that match, he would have been world champion. But Kasparov was always better than Anand. And, that's the way it was. And Anand was really good. Really good. But Kasparov was better. Truth hurts. Okay. So he played queen e2, random legal move. And then he wanted to play b4 and or d4. And Liren, did his Consuelo impression and said, no. a3, Giri's like, I want to play b4. We castled opposite sides. c6 I don't like and I don't understand. I really hate that move. It's not the worst move he made of the game, but I don't understand why he played c6. Obviously, he wants these square for his pieces, but at what cost? Never move pawns in front of your king. Okay, so he did. Okay, and the engine says white's, somewhat better. Now, after h3, as I said in my video today, bishop e6 is good attacking the knight, putting a question to white. But when you play bishop here pinning the knight, it's hard to change your focus and do something else. So he just maintained the pin. That's a mistake you would see a lot in a human game, because that's why he went there. Not to go here. But it turns out here's better because it's not clear what white should do about that. This is also a mistake, but it's too complicated for a grandmaster to figure out during a game, I think. And the reason it's a mistake is it undefends this pawn. And Liren found f5, which is excellent. And the idea is after takes, which was not played, c4, which is explosive. Thanks, Tam Crude. Thanks for this sub. Jude NYC is rating with a party of 50. That's like 47 more people than you usually have. Good job. That's a big raid. Thank you, Jude NYC. You're the best person who ever lived until somebody raised with 51 or more. All right. But thanks for the raid. You're the greatest. Go, Jude. And we should get a present for Jude soon, because I think he turns like 10 on his next birthday, or is it 9? Yeah. Something like that. I'm the best. I have to keep making fun of your age because it's funny. Who's older, you or Thirsty Monster? You're older, right? Or you're not? Who's older, Thirsty Monster or Jude? Also, are you the same person? Who's higher rated and who's older? I demand answers. Thirsty Monster's older. Who's higher rated? I need to know these things because I just think they're the same person. Thirsty Monster's higher rated and older. But if he's higher rated and older, that's fair because when Jude gets to Thirsty Monster's age, he could be higher rated than Thirsty Monster was at that age. Or something. Yeah, I know one's from California, one's from New York City. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so then if you play DC, then E4. Right. That'll teach him to play bishop E3. If the bishop wasn't there, this would be pinned. Then he could do something, like G4. So after here, this is forced, this, and now the brilliant bishop takes F3. That's really hard to see. And the point is, after here, this wins a piece again. And so you have to play horrible GF. Ugh, God, and black's much better. Terrible. Okay, so you can't play EF, which means F5 is a good move. And after this, he played another good move, Queen F7, ignoring the bishop, attacking the knight and putting pressure here. As Giri pointed out after the game, as did Elshah Moradiabadi. And it was funny, Moradiabadi was crying, and I was like, dude, what's wrong? And he said, I ain't got Moradiabadi. Nobody cares for me. Anyway, so in this position, after rook b1 defending his knight, and later going for the open b file, which happened, now Liren has a clear way to get an advantage. And as Giri pointed out, Ding was pushing, and then he pushed too hard. And, you don't want to get Giri in a red, right? If you get him in a red, I'm just saying, oh, you're in a red? I'm back here cleaning up skull. You should be cleaning up the skull, and I should be in the front. We're switching. Pulp Fiction. Now, this is the way for black to get an advantage. Trade everything, rook hf8, and white's position is shallow and pedantic. Black is much better here. I think they would have drawn because Giri is in good form and Ding isn't. But black's pressing here. White's got nothing. He's all talking a badge. So forth. Yeah, you're the one I'm the one on brain detail. Yeah. Louis Prima hype, that is correct. Yeah. Or if you like terrible versions of Louis Prima, listen to David Lee Roth. Boo, boo, boo. Yeah. Boo. You sending the wolf? That's all you had to say. All right. As long as I don't quote the whole thing, I won't get kicked off of Twitch. All right, Rook B1. Imagine if the jokes that I made on Twitch were written by Quentin Tarantino. I'd be banned immediately. Frankly, ridiculous. Yeah. Was my nickname in high school. Good, good. That's right, the Game Hen. Very good. Yeah. Yeah, this is my stream. I do whatever I want. If you don't like it, oh no. But the other thing's a business thing. I'm supposed to analyze a game. And also, the main reason I don't act totally insane when I do the game analysis for chess.com is they want that video, they want like 8 to 10 minutes, and I still do 15 minutes. So if I acted like me, the video would be like an hour. There'd be like 50 minutes of me saying nonsense, and then 10-minute video, and then they wouldn't hire me anymore. And they wouldn't show the video, and they would ban me, my children, and my children's children. Luckily, only for 3 months. Okay, Ding played G5, and I'm not going to complain about that, right? Ding's going for it. Just in bad form, but it's still okay. Black's not lost. EF5. And in this position, he made a very... he played G4. Yeah, G4 is terrible. Queen F5 is okay. Knight C5 is okay. And either way, Black's fine. After G4, he's in a lot of trouble. Knight G5 is a good move. Attack of the queen. And H4. So Black's attack is stopped. And the knight wanted to go to E4 anyway, because that's a great square. And White's just going to start attacking. Rawr. And Black, that's nothing. Now, he played B6, which I really hate. I would say that's the worst move of the game. C6 was bad, and B6 is worse. Now White can just play Bishop E3, and I don't understand B6 at all. Terrible. Weakening A6. Weakening C6. Weakening his king. Boo! So Ding is in bad form. C6 is bad, B6 is bad, G4 is bad. F5 was great. I mean, the guy is 2,800, so he plays good moves, but he's in bad form. Too many bad moves for him. Now, if you remember a year and a half ago, Ding tied for first in the tournament with Magnus, then beat him in the rapid playoff. God damn. So Ding is good, but not this tournament. Bishop E3 is probably the best move, but Anish played the exciting move which surprised Dublov, even though Dublov would play it all day. Knight E4. He's like, take my bishop. I dare you. I double dare you. Do they speak English in bishop? And he shouldn't take the bishop. He should play G3 and try to get some counterplay. But he's in bad form. He took the bishop. Another bad move. And this position, even though Black's a piece up, this is terrible. This is terrible. Isolated, isolated, isolated. And as I pointed out in the video of the day, the king is always bad. Sometimes when you're attacking, either your attack succeeds or it doesn't succeed. Here, it either succeeds or it'll succeed later. Nothing succeeds like excess. So this king is just bad forever. Forever. And, he's going to lose. Now, the other issue for Black's position is there's lots of moves that look reasonable, and the engine says, no, there's usually only one reasonable move. So maybe Knight B8 was better at defending his pawns, but that's really hard to play. So he played Knight F6, that's more human. And Giri played the beautiful Knight D6 check. Great move. You have to take it. And now the king, the emperor has no clothes, right? And we can't show that on Twitch because they make you wear clothes. Seb Black subscribed to Tier 1. Now, I want to apologize because it's really hard to distinguish my streams from Eric Rosen. They're basically the same. right? Same tone and tenure. I have tenure, tenor, and I am a tenor. And, same kind of volume and, same kind of jokes. So I apologize. I'm Ben Feingold. I'm not Eric Rosen, just in case you were confused. Is Eric a vegan? Ish don't think so. Yeah, Eric's too loud. Terrible. Okay, I was thinking Eric Rosen, but obviously, Lily Flower Mountain subscribed. Good. Yay, the new camera's great. There isn't a new camera, but thanks. Okay, but maybe you're kidding. I don't know. Okay, takes. Now, the point of the pawn sacrifice that white just made was to play the brilliant d4, not the shallow and pedantic here, which also gives white the advantage, or queen b2, and they get the Feingold gun. d4. Now, Grischuk's a gangsta, so you don't like the Feingold gun. He plays, actually it's Giri. I was close. I almost knew who it was. Queen takes a6 as the threat. D takes e5 as the threat. And even though black is up a piece, you call that a piece? This is a piece? No. And the king is super safe for white, and this king is not super safe or will ever be safe. And an opposite side castling, that's worth more than a piece. One guy gets attacked the next 20 moves, and one guy never gets attacked. Ridiculous. Okay, he played c5, not the engine move, but he didn't want to face that. And the engine move is king d8, which is also losing. Okay, so he takes on c5 with the knight. He finally gets his rook into the game. And after queen c4, it's over. Now, what's funny is, if I was playing a blitz or bullet game and I was white, I would think, I have good compensation for the piece. This is very hard to play for black. So in a blitz and bullet game, I would take white, but I wouldn't know the evaluation. I'm playing quickly. I would say, I don't know if white's better or black's better, but it's easier to play white. And the engine says white is plus 1 billion. The engine resigns with black. It says it's over. He resigned here, and the engine says that was your best move. Now, if I was black and I didn't resign, as I said on my Game of the Day video, I would go here. That seems very reasonable. And this move wins, but this move wins the most. And if you want to know what move wins the most, you have to know the tongue twister, what noise annoys an oyster? Any noise annoys an oyster, but a noisy noise annoys an oyster most. Truth hurts. And now it says like plus 1 billion. There's no move here for black. Can't move. Can't hang your rook. Can't move horizontally because, so you move vertically, then you get the beat down of all time. And you can't play knight d7 or queen d7 because this is made in either case because the knight's pinned. So you have to go here, and then after here you have to resign again. Rook b8 mate, queen c7 mate, Papa John's, and the engine announces mate. The engine says it's mate in 5 now. Queen takes f2 is the best move. So Giri had a very good understanding of this piece sacrifice, better than Ding did, because Ding took it, but he shouldn't have. And then he got beat really fast. Those were good defenders of his king, except for one thing. The funny thing is, 20 moves ago, his pawns were here, and now they're gone. c5, c6, b6. Did you see Giri doing that? Ish don't think so. Moving pawns in front of your king is very dangerous, even if you're 2,800, etc. I'm hot tonight? Oh, you're right. Damn. Probably long sleeve shirt. Yeah. Okay, now for informational purposes, tomorrow, not related to me at all, I'm just telling you, the Magnus Online tournament is starting with Magnus, Wesley, Hikaru, Gawain Jones, Aryan Tari, Vidit, maybe Mamajarov, maybe Aronian. Anyway, it's 16 players, and they're all really good. So I guess it's rapid. I don't know. I don't know the format at all. It'll take several days. And after Hikaru's done with that, then we'll get into talks about what to do next time for a collaboration. And until then, we're going to try to contact Rosen, Chess Bras, and Naroditsky and try to do some kind of collaboration with them. Because we're like, that, son. So we'll see. The important thing is I do collaboration with Naka and then the Chess Bras. Not sure if that's the important thing. And so forth. 300 centidues from Xant13. You're the best person who ever lived until somebody gives 301. I tried to donate $2.99 yesterday on a Karu stream, and it said minimum donation 300 centidues. So I donated $3.99. And on Karen's stream and on my stream, the minimum donation is 1 centidu. So we're better or something. 301. Now you're the best person who ever lived. Agedmador doesn't do Twitch. He doesn't know what Twitch is. I can't collaborate with him. Yeah. If he gains 500 points, I'll consider it. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. William of Orange, 302 centidues. Fight, 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 fight. Who's going to do 303? We are like that, son. Chappelle Show. It's when he's a prospective juror in the Michael Jackson court case. And he says him and his member are like, that, son. Yeah. I think he says it more, but that's the one I remember. He repeats jokes sometimes, always repeat. Man, Chappelle's Show is so funny. The things that I find really funny, I can't talk about them on stream because, every word is banned. I mean, I can't, I'll get thrown out of Twitch and chess.com and, I can't say anything. But I love those things like, Hard to Paint by Waka Flocka Flame. Man, I can't say any of that song. I can say like 2-3 words in a row and then I gotta stop. 303, Puzzle Pawn. Thanks, Puzzle Pawn. And then, all the stuff that I like is just all swear words and terrible words. Like Pulp Fiction and The Chappelle Show and, Hard to Paint and a lot of other songs that I can't name the song. I'll get in trouble. Yeah. Ludwig, Noisy Oyster. Would you let MJ babysit your kids? No. He didn't say hell no. He said F no. Blazing. I can't say a lot of Blazing Saddles either. Yeah. I got to watch it when I quote these movies. If I quote them correctly, I'll be banned. Yeah. Will you play a match with Hansen or Naroditsky? If it's like rook odds, I will. Yeah. Right, they're funny and they have vulgarity, right? Yeah. My children's children will be banned if I ever have any. Do you like any really old TV shows? That depends on your definition of really old. Some of you guys think like 90s is really old because you're 12 years old. Thanks for the 305 JAA928. Do you mean 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s? What do you mean by really old? BW261 subscribed with Prime. Dick Van Dyke Show is great. Honeymooners is great. Mary Tyler Moore Show is great. Hill Street Blues is great. Those are shows that I all watched. Get Smart is great. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't like I Love Lucy. I never watched it. Andy Griffith's show is boring to me, but it's a good show. Happy Days I liked. These are shows were on when I was a kid. Those are kids shows like Happy Days, so I liked it. Yeah. I've never been to Egypt. Never watched Mr. Ed. On the Honeymooners, my favorite line, well, actually, I have two favorite lines. This is my second favorite line, then I'll tell you my favorite. My second favorite line is he's ranting and raving in the kitchen, and she's sitting there choking on her own rage. And he goes on and on and on. At the end, he says, and I'm the general, and what I say goes. And she said, you better say Alice, because I'm going. That's my second favorite. My favorite, actually, my third favorite is when Ed Norton says they're learning how to play golf because Ralph has to play golf with some bigwig, but he doesn't know how to play, so they're learning how to play. And he's reading a book, and it says, you should address the ball. And Art Carney goes, hello, ball. Okay, here's my favorite, easily my favorite. Take notes. There's, I've said this on stream before, but you guys are stoned usually. So, somebody died, like his uncle or something, and they go to the reading of the will, and he's like, oh boy, I'm, this and that. Okay. And it turns out they left him a fortune, but fortune's the bird. That's the name of the bird. So he's getting a bird. Okay. But before that, when they get off the bus, he goes with Art Carney for some reason. I don't know. And the women go. Everybody goes. I'm not sure why Art Carney and his wife are going. It didn't make any sense. But anyway, so they're all there, and they get off the bus, and the women are talking to each other. And one of the women says, 2 empty seats on the bus. And who took them? And the other one says, yeah, Ralph. That's my favorite. The truth hurts. All right. Columbo I liked a lot. Yeah. Like Columbo. Watched a lot of Columbo. One of my favorite Columbos is, now, of course you all know the original Manchurian Candidate with Lawrence Harvey and Angela Lansbury. Not the one with Meryl Streep and, whatever that guy's name is. The old one, the one from a long time ago. And that's a great movie, the original Manchurian Candidate. So one of the stars is Lawrence Harvey. And Lawrence Harvey was in a Columbo episode, and he played like the world chess champion. He was playing a match for the championship, but his opponent was killed. He wasn't, but you're supposed to think he was. And then Columbo figures out that it was Lawrence Harvey who did it because he knows he would have lost the match. So he has his opponent killed, so that way he wins. Oh, so there's a lot of chess in that episode. And as you know, Peter Falk was a big chess fan. And at the 83 U.S. Open in Pasadena, which was my second U.S. Open that I played in, Peter Falk was there watching, and I saw him. And that was a funny story, as long as you don't call the authorities. Well, my dad passed away, so you can't call the police on him. My dad put me on a plane. I was 13 years old, and, go to the U.S. Open. So I flew from Detroit to Chicago to L.A., and I had no hotel room. And I got to the tournament, and I found some guys I knew, and we shared a hotel. He's like, you're 13, get out of here. Frankly, this was, back in the 80s when that was normal. Now it's weird. If you're sending a 13-year-old across the country, you should have some plan for when they get there and how to get to the hotel and how to get a room, but I didn't need any of that. Mac Druid 111 subscribed. Hooray! The more you subscribe, the more subs I have. Okay, Chappelle's Show, not overrated. Seinfeld, not overrated, but Jerry Seinfeld himself is overrated. Jerry Seinfeld, not funny. The show's funny. Chappelle's Show is incredibly funny. So I would normally ban you, but then Karen would be confused why I'm banning you. Yeah. Frank Sinatra, Angela Lansbury. Yeah. The newer ones, that's no good. Yeah. Barton Fink, that's okay. Barton Fink's better than A Serious Man. I saw A Serious Man at the Toronto Film Festival. But Barton Fink's better. I think he won an Academy Award for Best Supporting. Michael Lerner? He was the studio head, I think. He was the guy who hired John Turturro. Now, this is from 20, 30 years ago, but I think my memory's right. Right? Is it Michael Lerner? Did he win the Academy Award for Best Supporting? It's a long time ago, so I might have forgotten. I prefer Seinfeld over Yeah, Chappelle's Show's better than Seinfeld. Yeah, it's close. But Chappelle's Show's like the best show ever. Seinfeld's good, but, you know, Lerner, yeah. No, I mean, Chappelle's Show's genius. I can't quote the Chappelle Show because I'll get in trouble, but it's genius. Go Dave Chappelle. I don't even know what skit I like the best. The first episode ever in the first season had 2 really good skits. Pop Copy and the Black White Supremacist. Pop Copy is a genius skit. Michael Rappaport's in it. Yeah, kick his ass. Man, Pop Copy was really good. Yeah, because you finished the 5th grade and you don't have to take shit from no one. Yeah. If I could shoot the slave masters, I would every episode. Yeah, that's right. I mean, the play hate his ball, and then when the guy says, I gotta go, I gotta put water in Buck Nasty's mother's dish. I mean, you know. And then Ice T, with his terrible acting. Man, he couldn't even talk. He was the MC of the play hate his ball. He had trouble saying his lines. Terrible. Frankly. Hate. The winner, because he sent a bomb threat into the Special Olympics. Hate. And then the race draft. Oh my God, the race draft. Drew A2, $3. Hey, Drew A2, are you Dr. Drew? Are you my doctor from 20 years ago? 1700-ish? I'm being nice. Yay, it's Drew. How's it going? I can't say things because I can't say them on the stream, but man, not having a gallbladder is great. Yeah. Are you still in Ann Arbor? Where you live now? Yeah, Patrice O'Neal was awesome. I agree. Wayne Brady, God damn. Yeah. Me too, I hope. Moved to Virginia. Wow. So you're trying to learn. Yeah. Still a doctor, or did they take your license away? Let me tell you about Drew. I like the way it's still Ann Arbor even though he lives in Virginia. Let me tell you about Drew. So here's what happened. They let me do it. What? They let you do what? Okay. So Drew was a doctor in Ann Arbor, and we knew each other from chess. And I had really bad pain sometimes. And when I was going to the chess club, he's like, well, it's your gallbladder. Got to get that out. And it'll be $1 billion. So I was like, well, and a lot of people suggested I fly to some other country so it's cheaper. All right. But anyway, so for a year, I would have attacks. Every attack was the worst thing that ever happened to me ever. The worst. And I couldn't understand how I could be in so much pain. So I went to the internet and I was looking at posts about people who had gallstones. And somebody wrote, I've given birth to 3 different kids. That was a piece of cake compared to when I had gallstones. And I was like, yeah, that's how I feel. And the only equivalence I could give is somebody stabbing you repeatedly for hours in the stomach. That's all I got. And I would have attacks, and I would be on the floor. Anyway, I was supposed to go to Battle Creek to direct a chess tournament. And it was 3:30 in the morning, and I was going to wake up at 6:37 and drive to Battle Creek, about an hour and a half. And I had an attack, and it was the worst attack ever. And I called Drew, woke him up, and said, I got to go to the hospital. He drove to my apartment and drove me to the hospital that he worked at. And I was there overnight, emergency room, and they said, you have gallstones and you got to have surgery to take out your gallbladder. So I said, okay. Then I went home and he used his connections like in Futurama. Come back when you get connections. Man, that was a great line. At the ice skating rink with the kids. I'm the mayor's aide. Anyway, and I got insurance from the county because he knew the county person and I was poor. And I went back to the hospital to sign paperwork. At the hospital, a day or two later, I had a worse attack. So I was lying on the floor in the hospital in his office. So they wheelchaired me to the emergency room, and I had, I guess, cholangitis. I don't know the term, but you do, you're a doctor. And I was backed up, like things weren't moving in the right direction. So I was going to die. And they did some procedure where they claim I was awake because I have to help them, where they put something down my throat. And that's funny because when I went to church as a kid, the priest always did that, but he gave me something to knock me out first. So, anyway, and then they got they got rid of what was hurting me, and I was in the hospital for a week, and I got my gallbladder taken out and so forth. Then, when I woke up in the hospital after the procedure, I remembered nothing because they gave me Versed, and so I remembered nothing. I didn't know that happened. They said I was awake during it. I got nothing. And they put some stents in me. Are they called stents? Anyway, you're a doctor. And like a week or two later, they take them out. So I went back a week or two later, whenever I was supposed to go back, and they went to take them out, and they weren't there. So I guess they're out. The truth hurts. And now I don't have a gallbladder, so I have no more gallstones. And I become a much nicer person because I have no gall. But I'm not allowed to go to France anymore because you have to have gall. Let's see. Let's see if A2 Drew agrees with what I said or everything I said was insane. Ascending cholangitis, very lethal. Yeah. Like, you can't feel worse than I did. I told my wife at the time, different wife, I told her to kill me. I said, can you kill me? I can't live like this. And she was like, I mean, I want to kill you, but, I want you to suffer. Wife. How do you get gallstones? Only Drew knows. Now, doctors don't agree about this. So I don't know what Drew's position is on this. If you talk to 10 doctors, they're not going to agree. And he'll have an opinion, and I have an opinion. I lost a lot of weight 3 times in my life. A lot. And I've lost weight the last week. I'm on a new diet now, and I'm going to be thin eventually. And I've lost a lot of weight. I went from 270 to 190 when I lived in Europe in 6 months. And I went from like 300 to 225 in a year at this time. And I got gallstones, and some doctors, I don't know what Drew's opinion is, say that if you lose a lot of weight quickly, you can get gallstones. And some say like, no, that's ridiculous. Well, I lost a lot of weight quickly, and then I got gallstones. Could be a coincidence. It could be that, some doctors are crazy and some aren't. I don't know. Now, this was a long time ago, so Drew might say, no, this is what happens. A long time ago, we didn't know. Anybody can get gallstones. And then if you get gallstones or kidney stones, get that shit taken care of. That hurts. You can't imagine how much that hurts if you haven't had it. You can't be hurt more. You can't. Nothing hurts more. I just wanted to be unconscious. Now, here's the problem with gallstones confusing the audience. You guys will be confused now. When you take pain medication, it doesn't matter what the pain medication is. Gallstones don't care. It does nothing. I took Vicodin, Percocet, nothing. It's like I didn't take any drugs. Gallstones don't care about your pain medication. So all you can do is get them removed or die. That's all you can do. It's really bad pain. And it happened to me for like a year. Anyway, let's see what Drew has to say about my nonsense. Let's see. How do you make bile now? The gallbladder doesn't make bile. I think the liver does. But anyway, Drew can answer that. Hey, Drew just said what I said. Yes. Yay. Then some other guy said something. He's probably a doctor too. But you have bile. That's right. Lack of gall. Can't fly into Paris. Charles de Gaulle. Didn't Charles de Gaulle Airport get renamed? I'm not kidding either. I think it did. Although I could be crazy. I'll fly into Orly. I don't care. Man, if she killed me, that would have stopped the pain. God, that hurts so much. Man. The duodenum, that's from like Rick and Morty. Oh no, that's from Futurama. Drew, you have to see the Futurama episode where he eats a sandwich from a truck stop in space and it's infested with worms and they're in him and they're fixing him. The worms actually do good stuff, so he's stronger and smarter. And at some point he was in pain because they were doing something. He says, my duodenum. That was funny. Yeah. Let's see. I'm the Norm Macdonald. Losing weight does give you gallstones. Yes. That was my experience. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody can get them. Yeah. My highest weight ever was 343. As an adult, since I've been 18, my lowest weight is 190. And I've been up and down like 4 times. Yeah, I'm right? Damn, I've never been right. Any effect? No, I went vegan just for a New Year's resolution. Yeah. I've heard kidney stones are worse, but I haven't had kidney stones, so I don't know. But I heard they're worse. I don't know how it could be worse. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like I'm just getting stabbed in the stomach. Sometimes they last 20 minutes, the attacks, and sometimes they last 3 or 4 hours. And it was for a year. Now, a friend of mine who's 2,300, his girlfriend / wife, she's a wife, but they're not married, but they've lived together for 30 years. She's a doctor. And she said, no, he couldn't have had gallstones for a year and had attacks. That's impossible. Like, you can't do it. Something has to happen. You die or you get surgery. You can't just have attacks for a year. And I was like, well, I did. Yeah, she never heard of anybody with a year having attacks. Yeah. Yeah, they hurt so much, it's, I've never been so mad. No. It's the worst pain you've ever been in? That is correct. I had both. Kidney stone was worse. Damn. God damn. So let me tell you a funny story, which I like to tell, obviously. I tell stories. I used to go to the casino a lot. Like, I was at the casino more than I wasn't. And I would play poker, and I would go to Windsor usually in Canada, because the players there are terrible. And I would play all night. And then I go home, I get home 7, 8, 9 in the morning. Okay. So once I went, more than once, but I'm telling you a specific story. I went, and I had to teach chess at 7:30 in the morning at a school. So I had to leave earlier than usual so I could get to the school. So I'm up all night playing poker. I drive from Canada back to the school. I get to the school on time. I'm teaching. What I do is I do like half an hour of the board, and then half an hour they get to play each other. And there's like 32 kids in the class, and I'm the only person there. There's nobody else there, just me. So I'm handling 32 elementary kids, teaching on the board, and then they have to go play, like on chess sets. So I'm teaching, and after like 15 minutes, I get an attack. And I've been up all night. So I haven't slept in, never. And I'm on the floor. It hurts so much. And I said, go play. And they said, okay. And they went in the room and played chess. And I laid on the floor the rest of the class crying. I'm the greatest teacher ever. The worst. Whichever's funnier. But that was funny being up all night, 30 kids in my class, and I'm on the floor crying. That was fun. Yeah. Yeah, kidney stones I heard are worse, but I don't know. Gal Gadot knows. What? Yeah. It's amazing that you can take really powerful painkillers and nothing. The gallstones, no, nothing. Nothing. Because you gave me Percocet and Vicodin. I mean, nothing. I mean, I could have sold it and made a lot of money, but I was taking them and I'm like, the pain didn't go away. It's the same pain. Terrible. So if you're still here, I'm not saying you are here, Drew, what about morphine? If I took morphine with gallstones, would that make the pain go away? I was never given morphine, but I'm just wondering if there's anything I can do. Yeah, in fact, when they do surgery on you, any kind of normal surgery that, is dangerous, they first check your teeth. And if you have bad teeth, they take them out because you can get an infection easily and then the surgery would kill you. That actually happened to my mom, and it happens to a lot of people. Yeah. Listening to Katy Perry music does give you gallstones. Kidney stones, worst thing ever. God damn. It's funny, but it's not funny. Yeah. Kidney stones, gallstones, don't have them. I don't know how much weight I've lost, but I've lost weight. And my blood pressure's gone way down and everything is going, the numbers are getting normal. Yeah, when I was 343, I was that was serious. You're 190, it could lose about 2 stone. What's that, 28 pounds? 2 stone? Do you exercise? Yeah. I move the mouse a lot. And if I'm playing blackjack, I move my hand a lot. And in poker, I got to fold. So, yeah. No, I didn't pass out from the pain, but I wish I did. That would have been great. Because I couldn't afford it. I didn't have insurance, and it was $1 billion. So that's why I didn't take care of it. Well, if I had died, soon, like a month or 2 in, then I wouldn't have had that pain for 10 months. I mean, it's better now, but at the time, god damn. You got infected there. Your experience was very bad. Yeah. I did see a doctor. It was Drew. Drew's like, get insurance. Yeah. It's going to cost you $1 billion. Yeah. I did play with Worm, but he was dealing from the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I heard the snap. You cried the whole way there. Yeah, that's correct. Now, Magnus is super strong. He's not overweight. This is a long time ago, so I don't remember the pain, but I kind of nightmares. Yeah. Just chatting. Life is funny. My favorite poker session in Canada was the game I played in was $100 max buy-in, and it was 1-2 blinds. No limit. And one time in that game, I bought in for 100 and I left with 2,700. That was my favorite session. Anyway, it's good to go to the doctor and get shit taken care of. I'm not broke anymore, so I can get shit taken care of. I go to the doctor a lot, and I go to the dentist a lot too. I go to the doctor more. Nobody goes to the doctor more than me. God damn. Let's see. Quick death? No. Cocaine? Maybe. I had morphine for gallstone. It helped, but morphine didn't help my kidney stone. God damn. You get a 2-3. Yeah. You can't have a infection in your teeth when you're getting surgery. It's bad. You can ask Drew. He's an actual doctor. Yeah. Yeah, being vegan helps with weight loss. I've been vegan for years. Yeah. You lost your subscription. Can you give me a free one? Sure. Let's get another train going. I'll start it off. Let's get a train going, guys. Let's see. Yeah, 10 subs is good. I'm not broke anymore, so, I can go to the doctor. Yay, everybody gets a sub. All right, everybody give subs. Let's get a train going. Gezi 55, you got to ask Drew that. I don't know what kind of gallstones they were. What was my best played poker hand? I don't know. I don't think I ever played a poker hand right. Also, we need 44 more subs or 34 more to get to 3,200. So let's do that. Everybody start giving subs. Oh, that's nice, Quincy. Yeah. Well, there was another game there that was much higher stakes. I'm sure the better Canadian players played in that game. They didn't play in my game. The funniest thing, I think, there were two really funny things that happened at the Windsor Casino when I played. There was an elderly woman at the table. She was probably 77, 78. And she had a purse that you would expect a 78-year-old to have. And she, bought chips and played. And then at one point, after playing for like 20 minutes, she said, I raise. And then she opened her purse and took out her wallet, and we all started laughing. And the dealer's like, no, you can't do that. Then everybody folded before she put her wallet back. I raised, and then she opened up her purse. Oh, man, that was hilarious. Yay, hype train. Yeah. Is poker money taxed? Depends what country you're in. But, in America, income is taxed. So there you go. Walter Brown was the best chess player, poker player. No. The best poker player, chess player is Grischuk. Grischuk is probably about the same as Walter in poker. About. Probably Walter's a little better. But he's a lot better than Walter in over-the-board chess. But close. Yeah, Grischuk's really good at poker and chess. Walter was a very good poker player. Yeah. Really good chess player, too. But I'll pick Grischuk over him. X-Ray, who had nails in his brain. Damn. Yay, 10,000 centidues. Thanks, Sven Beingold. You're the best person who ever lived until somebody gives more. I love that when that red thing spins. I don't know what kind of gallstones I had. Probably Drew doesn't remember because it was 20 years ago or something. Fentanyl would work. Do you agree? What's your name? Drew. Do you agree with fentanyl would work, or that guy's crazy like Fox News? You're a doctor too. No, and you'll give me Advil. All right. True about teeth if you're getting bone or joint surgery. Yeah. The best way to ignore the gallstones is to get kidney stones. There we go. That's a good idea. Everybody gets a sub. Okay, AKA Eric gifted a sub. Let's see, what else happening? I was kidding. What do you mean? I gave you a sub. Well, you still got a sub. Doesn't matter if you were kidding. I'll take the car battery to my nuts better than, yeah. Also, I don't even know if you're serious trying to learn. I don't even know if you're kidding. Anybody else said that, I think they're kidding. But with you, I don't know. I'm going to say you're kidding. I hope so. Wow, you gifted a tier 3 sub? God damn. Thanks, I love nuggets. Wow, a tier 3 sub. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. Go Ben, frankly a go-go, 100 cent to do. Sorry, I'm 10 minutes behind. Sis13M subscribe. Thank you. Dangerous Dave, 100 cent to do's. I did do a recap. Omaha hand, my thinly a full house versus my flush. He didn't have a full. He had 3 pairs. Yeah, that is a funny hand. Man, there's that 10,000 cent to do's with the thing. That's great. I'm about 78. No, I never played with the Casino Royale square chips. I don't gamble much in Europe. I played a lot of blackjack in Slovenia, actually, in Maribor. Recommend 1,500, play a lot of chess. Yeah, but Greg's not at the chess level of, Brown at his peak or Grischuk. Ken Smith was a good poker player, but at chess he was like 2,300. Who's the best bridge chess player? Easy. There's a Polish IM who was the Polish junior champion, and he quit chess. He was like 2450 FIDE, and he's ranked like top 10 in the world in bridge. Oh, wait a minute. I thought of somebody who might be better. Irina Levitna. Irina Levitna is one of the top 10 women in the world in chess and poker. And she quit chess to play poker, and she moved from the Soviet Union to the U.S. And she played for the World Championship. Levitina, she might be better than the Polish guy. He's probably better at bridge, maybe. I'm actually not sure who's better at chess. He might be better than her at both. She might be better than him at both. I don't know. I don't know the Polish guy's name, but he's one of the top players in Poland, and he was an IM, and he quit chess. I met a guy in Atlanta at the Bridge Nationals about 3 years ago. He was 2,200 at chess, and he quit. And he plays bridge, and he was ranked like number 1 in Great Britain by the WBF. So he'd heard of me, and he knew Ginger GM and so forth. He just quit chess. Yeah. By the way, Bisgar wasn't a bad bridge player. Yeah. Gezi, I don't know. You have to ask whatever his name is. Drew. They were cholesterol stones? All right. Polar Burr gifted 5 subs a long time ago. Thank you. Sincerely Kindness gave 100 centidues. Fentanyl would kill you. Yeah, the truth hurts. Korchnoi was a bad bridge player, and he knew he was a bad bridge player. I've played bridge with Korchnoi. He's not good. 400 centidues. John Vanderweel was a Dutch grandmaster. He was a good bridge player. Yeah, Karpov's not a bad backgammon player. And neither is Yasser, I don't think. And Gingy, obviously, was better than them. Yeah. There's a guy who's really good at bridge and backgammon named Kit Woolsey. He was ranked like top 50 in the world in both. Although I don't think he was. He was good at both. Paul McGrill, who in the 70s was considered the best backgammon player in the world, was about 2,200 at chess. The best games player overall for every single game is probably Bob Schiaffoni. He was a very good bridge player, very good backgammon player, 2,300 at chess. He was the billiards amateur champion of Michigan. He was the weightlifting champion at Notre Dame. And he's very good at bridge. One of the top players in Michigan. This is his prime. He's 80 years old now. But, and he was in his 30s and 40s. And Dan Harrington is very good at backgammon, chess, and poker. Poker, he's the best. And backgammon and chess, like the same, like 2,300 strength. I've played chess with Dan Harrington. Dan Harrington used to room with Schiaffoni in Downey, California. Sincerely Kindness, 100 centidues. CEC 4290 gifted 5 subs. Hooray! You're the best. Lunar Guardian 90 subscribed. Hooray! Dr. Nick, it's Mr. McGregor with a leg for an arm and an arm for a leg. Jen Shahai must be the most famous chess player turned poker pro? Yeah, maybe. Jen Shahadi's mainly famous in the U.S. She's not, famous in Asia or Europe. I wouldn't call her a poker pro. She makes a lot of money from chess. She makes money from poker. I don't know if I call her a poker pro because she makes a lot of money from chess. Stones, okay, level 5, yay. Yay, sub battle, YouTube. Put my stones closer. No, I have the Pfizer ones. Orange Candle subscribed. I'm the only person I know personally who didn't get sick from the second Pfizer shot. The first Pfizer shot, my arm hurt a little, like a little. It didn't matter. The second one, nothing. Nothing hurt. It was even better. Let's see. You're going to start doing more collabs? Yes. Only if you start spelling collabs correctly. Go Karen. Count cards in blackjack? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends if I want to relax or not. But I have. Sincerely Kindness gifted a sub. Hooray! Fancy dinner with Ben. It won't be fancy. Let's see. 400 centidues. Thanks, Xenoid. Yeah, I've known Jen Shahadi since before most of you were born. And I've played her in tournaments. I've done commentary with her. You're not going to believe this. Maybe you will. When I moved to New York in... the fuck did I move to New York? 1999. After my first divorce, I went on a date with her. Do you play the stock market? That's a Karen question. Karen does all the investing. I don't do anything, but yeah, Karen. Yeah. What makes someone a good bridge player? I mean, it's like anything. You're better than other people. There's a million answers I could give. Candidates? I don't think Giri right now is going to win. Yeah, Schiavone came third in the World Series, and he won the Omaha series in Europe. And Schiavone lost the first $2 million pots in the World Series. That's when they had fewer players. And they were both to Johnny Chan. So he was the chip leader, and he lost a hand to Johnny Chan, would have knocked Chan out. Then he lost another hand to Chan $1 million, and he got knocked out. And that's the year Chan won. Yeah, it was such a long time ago. Schiavone got third, and he won $125,000. However, it was so long ago, that's $10 billion now. No. Terrible. I think Nigel Short has the best library of super GMs. No. Dan Harrington's a really nice guy. I mean, he's a great guy. Very smart guy. Great investor, great chess player, great poker player, great backgammon player. And he's really nice, really friendly. Yeah. She's big in Japan, but what about Seinfeld? He's big in Japan. Bridge or backgammon, Petrosian? I don't know. I thought it was checkers. I thought Petrosian was good at checkers. Somebody was good at checkers. Like, it might not have been Petrosian, but it was some world champion. Might have been him. By the way, somebody who's really good at chess, they have a relative, like a sister, who's really good at something, like checkers, like top in the world. Like top 20 or something. I don't remember who it was, though. I didn't get sick. Yeah, I'm old, so I didn't get any side effects. Ranty-san subscribed. Good. Yeah, Karen's getting her second shot Monday. God damn. Yeah, she's not, it's not going to be good. That'll make her sick. Dunes 11 subscribe. Hooray! Let's see. Got my shots at Michigan Stadium. I got my shots right next to the airport, Hartsfield-Jackson, and the Georgia Convention Center. That is a monster place. It's right next to the airport. That could hold 1 billion people. And there were 1 billion people there. Yeah, I got the GM title out of pity. No, that's right. Yeah. How to get a woman? Ask her. Say, hey, you want to go out? And then she'll say yes, and then you go out. Easy. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah. If you ask her out, easy. Ivanchuk's very good at checkers. He's about 2,000 in chess strength. Very good. Yeah. Johnny Chan is a nit. That is correct. The Italian team always cheats at bridge? I mean, not now. There's a lot of cheating at bridge, but they made it popular. Yeah. Then the blue team showed them or something. I don't know. Yeah, Italian team's not cheating now. But we played a great Italian team in the Nationals at Atlanta 3 years ago. There was like 4 of their best players. It wasn't like the 4 most famous, but I think 1 or 2 were really famous. And they wasn't good. I don't think he's 2,400. By the way, whenever you hear about Howard Lederer plays chess and whatever, they always exaggerate by a lot how good people are. Like Howard Lederer is like 1,900 on a good day, and they're like, he's a chess master. Everybody's always much better than they actually are. I don't know why that is. When somebody walks in my chess club and says, I'm this rating, and I don't know who they are, I subtract like 400 points. And that's how good they are. Yeah, Tinsley was good. And another great chess checker player was Newell Banks. Newell Banks was a genius from Michigan. Yeah. Genius. He played blindfold chess and checkers at the same time. Yeah, Newell Banks was top 3 in the world in checkers, and he was probably like FMIM strength at chess. And this was before I was born. This is before my dad was born. That was a long time ago. I just got COVID. No, boo. Giri, no chance. Man, harsh. Giri's playing the best. What? Yeah, I was pity. That's true. According to the Botes sisters, I'm a 3rd level streamer. They made levels of, like Kramer levels. And they made levels like who the best stream, and I'm in the 3rd level. There's some of the comments on that video were not nice. They were like, Ben's in the 3rd level, what? She had S for like super, I guess, I don't know. Then A, B, C, D, E, F, like, grades. And I was B. Terrible. John Wayne did play chess. Yeah. Right. I'm sure Julia Roberts at least 1,300 strength or at most. Yeah. No, every GM knew how good I was when I was an IM. They look at the rating and they know who I am and they see games. Yeah. Every GM knew that I was a GM. I just didn't have the letters in front of my name. I was 2663 USCF. I was the 8th rated player in the country. And I was an IM. And I was 2563 FIDE. Yeah, they knew, The gawking rabble didn't know. They're like, GM, IM. A lot of IMs are better than GMs. Christopher Yu's better than half the GMs. So, but everybody knows that. When you play Christopher Yu and you're a GM, you're like, damn. Why can't I play Danny Wrench? Like Danny Wrench and Christopher, you were both IMs? I mean, that's absurd. Yeah. Ridiculous. Man, everybody's getting COVID. Stop doing that. She didn't rate her own stream puzzle pawn because, she's rating other people's streams. That makes sense. How good was Vachier-Lagrave? He was unbelievably good at his best. Now he's just an old man like me. But he was so much, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Amazing. Too bad he was, at his best when Kasparov was, because goddamn. I mean, not really. He was, but that's why he wasn't a world champion before, because of Kasparov. Diglett with hat gave 1,000 centidues. Thanks. I always say, if you want to know how good Karpov was, you don't have to know, Karpov. Imagine Kasparov was never born. Okay, imagine that. Or he was born and didn't play chess. Whatever. Karpov would still be world champion. Karpov was only going to lose to Kasparov in 85. That was it. In 84, after 29 games, he had to pick Kasparov up at school every day. He was up 5-0 with 24 draws. Can you imagine Kasparov was the highest rated player who ever lived before Magnus? That he's down 5-0 with 24 draws? That's how good Karpov was. And if Kasparov didn't play chess or didn't exist or retired, early, Karpov would have just been world champion forever. Unbelievable. Yeah, quantum computers are our only hope to solve chess. Yeah. Centages subscribed. Hooray! I do not play chess. But thanks for the sub. Yeah, anybody can be Magnus. You can play a match, you win. Doesn't mean they're a better player, but you can win. Magnus doesn't seem to be playing as well as he did 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Other people are getting better. It's hard to stay at the top. Everybody's hungry, and you're like, I'm at the top. To stay at the top, you got to work even harder. Who wants to do that? He'd rather go to Barcelona and hang out. He doesn't. Who wants to study chess 12 hours a day when you've been world champion for, 6, 7, 8 years? The people who aren't world champion, they want to be world champion. Caruana, Giri, Nepo. So, they're hungrier. They're hungry for a sandwich. Kasparov saw a million moves ahead, and his preparation and his team were better than anybody else's. Man, can't even spell Carlson right. Terrible. Yep. Not only were Vichy and Giri playing the World Championship at the World Trade Center in 95, they played on 9/11. But 9/11/95, it was safer then. Yeah. Magnus has a great understanding of chess. He doesn't see as deeply as Kasparov, Anand, Kramnik, or Fischer, but that's not everything. That's just one thing. His understanding of positions is phenomenal, like Karpov. Sometimes you just know what the right move is. You look at the position. Like, when I look at this position for 3 seconds, I think white has a good attack for a piece. And that's wrong. Black is dead lost. Dead. But I'm not doing analysis. If I looked at it for 10 minutes, I'd be like, God damn, black's getting crushed. But my first thought is black's a piece up. White has a good attack. I don't know. But, okay, the best players in the world, they go, and then Liren resigns. Because they have a better, understanding. Let's see. Chess, playoffs, I don't know. I definitely didn't unban you, but somebody did. I don't unban anybody, so I don't know how to do that. Kasparov way past Fischer. Kasparov was the highest rated player who ever lived until Magnus passed him. Vichy's not in my top 5 players of all time, but he's top 10. Magnus would be Karpov 12-0? Probably now he would. I'll take Karpov in his prime over Magnus in his prime. Kasparov, Karpov, Magnus, Vichy. Fen Beingold, 200 centidues. It's going to make it rain like Lil Wayne. See, I was invited to a party by Lil Wayne, but I didn't go. Because I heard, I'm not saying this is true, but I heard he wanted to lick me like a lollipop. And I'm like, no. Ridiculous. So I didn't go. I think he got arrested there too. Oh yeah, we're going to get tapas next week, Karen and I. There's a place called Eclipse de Luna. We went there like 3 years ago. And we're like, damn, we should go there again. So we're going to go there again. Probably next Thursday on date night. Jonas van der Wal. Damn. Good name. Was Karas better than Alekseenko? No. Well, when Vichy played Magnus, Vichy was 100 years old. Vichy wasn't 30 anymore. Yeah, obviously the younger player has a huge advantage. 200 centimeters in pumping iron. Schwarzenegger said being champ, you might mean you're not as hungry. But when you want the food, it's already there. Yeah. I have Magnus like 5th or 6th. And most people have him as 1 or 2. But I don't. Fischer was the highest rated player who ever lived. He was until he wasn't. Yeah, now he's like 12th or something. Go Morphe. Kramnik or Vichy? I don't know. I guess for a career Vichy because he played longer. Kramnik retired, before he could get old and play bad like Vichy. Like a lollipop, shorty at the club. Yeah, like half of tapas is either vegetarian or vegan. They have a lot of choices. They have a vegan menu there also. Yeah. Bottles in the club. Hit me like a lollipop. Morphe B, Karpov, Mubat. Come on, we need a few more subs to get to 3,200. We're 3,184. Boo. What does Kramnik do now? I mean, he rides on 24-inch chrome, and he stacks paper to the ceiling. He probably does other stuff, but I think that's the 2 main things that he does. Yes, thanks Zan13 for the 5 subs. Thanks Iker Quiz for the sub. 6 months in advance. Hooray, go everybody. Make it rain like Lil Wayne up in this bitch. Yay. I'm at the end of the chat. I did it. QVC or Charlie, who's better? I don't know. I actually don't know. I guess they're both between like 700 and 1,000. So I don't know. Yeah. So this is funny. I was telling, my daughter about, Critical and me and stuff. And, how everybody hated me after what Critical said. And she says, yeah, everybody hates him. Yeah, my 19-year-old daughter said everybody hates Critical. Like he said anti-Semitic things, and he says a lot of stuff that gets him in trouble. So he's not taken seriously anymore by 19-year-old gamers like my daughter. Godzilla 69! I wouldn't win any games, but I would draw a few. Yeah. I was good in my prime. Yeah. 3190. Yeah, but you guys don't know. You got to be a 19-year-old girl to know. Yeah. She's not biased. She just said it. She didn't, she's not going to say something bad about somebody who said something bad about me. She don't care about that. Yeah. I would be where I'm 18. You're not 19. Da, 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 da. I trust my daughter over internet stuff than the gawking rabble in the chat. Da, 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 da. I used to love Kramnik. I mean, love. And I didn't like Topalov. And now it's almost the opposite. Almost. I love Topalov, and Kramnik's like, eh. No. Changed my mind. Should I get a master's degree in statistics? No. Either get a PhD or don't do it. Master's is irrelevant. That's not something you want to get a master's in. Get a PhD or do something else. My daughter does play chess. She doesn't play, but she knows how to play. Topalov's the greatest. I hung out with Topalov in St. Louis. We're like, that, son. I picked Topalov over my head and I spun him around. True story. Possibly I was intoxicated. Possibly he was. He tried to pick me up, but that didn't work. Oh. Nope, I've never met Kursan. No, my advice is correct. Me and Topalov, have we ever kissed? Maybe. Possible. Yeah. I mean, maybe. I don't know. We were really drunk, so I don't know. When there were two world champions, who was the strongest? You mean physically? Yeah. All right, that's enough streaming. 3 hours and 20 minutes. You guys are the best, except, you're all terrible. Thanks for the donations and the cheers and the subs and the so forth. I have to stream at night tomorrow because I'm on Chess TV tomorrow. I'm either on from 8 to 11 or 9 to 11. I don't know until they post it. It's been both. That's Eastern time, the only time that matters. By the way, this is not a joke. The governor of Georgia today signed, I'm not sure if it's binding, but he's the governor, so it might be binding. You guys probably, one of you probably knows, there's 1,000 of you here. The governor of Georgia just signed today, Georgia will permanently stay on daylight time. We're not going to change to standard and daylight, just daylight. I don't know if that's binding or not. I don't know if the federal government can tell them, no, you can't do that. Or if, I don't know. Because that changes things. So, feds have no say? All right. Yeah. It's not politics. That's just what happened. That's telling you what happened. Politics is like, that guy's the worst person who ever lived. Then if you're like, no, he's not, the Florida governor is. No, he's not, it's Hitler. No, he's not, it's Trump. That's politics. I'm just telling you what he did. He signed into law today, I guess, that we're daylight time forever. Yeah. That's what happened. The law only goes into effect if Congress lifts the federal prohibition on states making daylight savings time permanent. God damn. No, but I think the states that don't change time, they're on standard time. I don't think any state is always on daylight time. The states that don't change, I think they're always on standard, like Arizona and Hawaii. But I never heard of a state only being on daylight time. Never heard of it. No. Yeah. Indiana's weird because there's different time zones in Indiana. Also confusing the audience, which is you. Michigan's on Eastern time. You could drive from the East Coast to Michigan, some parts of Michigan, that would take you a long time. However, also confusing you is some of Florida is west of Michigan. The westernmost part of Florida is west of the eastern part of Michigan. So if you're confused, too bad. Yeah. No, you're saying Arizona doesn't have daylight savings. The governor here said it's only daylight savings. There's no standard time. That's the standard time is daylight savings. That's why it's different. Arizona and Hawaii don't have daylight savings. Yeah. And Indiana is just weird. I don't know if it's a daylight savings or there's Eastern or Central, but Indiana's weird. Yeah. Best place not to vote. Yeah. The UP's on Eastern time, but it's possible the western part of the UP is not. It's possible. I've never been to the western part. Like Iron Mountain? I haven't been there. Yeah. Yeah, I think Newfoundland. I could be lying about that or untrue. I think they're a half an hour different. Also, I think India's half an hour different. I think India is half an hour different than they're half an hour, plus whatever, 10 hours. But yeah. He met you, demolished him. Leonid Sandler. I don't know that name. Yeah. Newfoundland, yeah. How do you know how to correctly pronounce Newfoundland? What's another way to pronounce it? I don't know how to pronounce it. I can't pronounce it a different way. Kentucky has different time zones? That's not a state. That's a commonwealth. All right, let me raid somebody. I don't know. By the way, Anna Cramling just got a, what do you call it? When these, esports. She just got signed by esports. So, I guess that's money. I don't know. All right. Raid, I don't know. I raid the chess bras again? I guess so. Again. All right. Chess bra it is. Yeah. All right. See you guys tomorrow night. I'll stream, 7 to 11, 8 to 12, something like that. Bye, everyone. Thanks for all the monies.